It's very, very good. All right, here we go. This is it. This is it, everybody. We're doing core. Oh, no, we're not. Hold on.
Well,
we are doing
again,
core,
everybody.
right?
Sorry.
See you tomorrow. Same time.
Core pushed.
All right, and this is kidding. Here we go. Okay, now it's working. All right, in 3. Oh, that's why. Transcribe is off. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Core. This is Core, talking video games with friends. That's what this is, this show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at us.
Scott, Beau, and John being all friendly, hanging out.
Friends.
Yeah, talking for probably 3.5 hours. We don't know. We don't know
It'll
till
be
we
20
get
minutes, guys. We do a 20-minute episode today.
there. I doubt it's possible.
Real quick.
I mean,
All right, get your Dear Martha letter going. Let's go.
Microsoft's doing some stuff. Rod Ferguson's leaving. Blizzard's unionizing.
Yep.
Looks like Diablo 4 is getting a Paladin. Crimson Desert got delay. Warcraft Definitive Edition was yesterday.
Yep.
There's an isometric sale on Steam.
Yep.
Beau says, check out The Secret of Weepstone, WASD movement in League of Legends, and Vampire Survivors board games on the way.
There you go.
We'll be back after the break with a Dear Martha.
And now that's over.
My dearest Martha, we're wrapping it up.
We should do that to troll people 1 week, though. Well, now it's
Look,
Sorry, the pre-show went way too long. We're done.
I learned a lesson a long time ago. We did a April Fool's edition of The Instance, Randy and I, and I will never do that shit ever again. I hated it every second of it. Felt like I was lying to people the whole time, and I knew people were going to be annoyed because we were kind of like straight facing it. Oh, I'll never do it again.
I've told you what you should do for April Fools, and I think you would actually be okay with it, because it wouldn't be a lie. But you should just do a host swap for April Fools.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Do all your shows, but with different hosts on each show. So Core with different people, Film Sack with different people, TMS with different people. Do all your shows, but different hosts.
Sounds like a bunch of work.
Then it's not a lie. It's just a goof.
Yeah.
the work is going to be trying to talk to any of his other co-hosts into doing a 4-hour podcast.
It doesn't have to
Hey,
be
Tom,
the same
hey,
length.
Tom, do you have 4 hours to talk about a Dune Awakening or whatever?
Yeah, we wouldn't probably enforce any time restrictions on anyone. Some things would probably go longer. Like if I moved you guys over to do an episode of TMS, we'd never get off the damn air. Right?
Nope, it would be the whole thing stream.
No, it'd be good though, because it's not about video games. It's not centered. It'd be about random shit. So it'd be longer than 4 hours.
Oh yeah, it'd be a mess. And I'll just split it up into 4-hour chunks and play it all week. That's what I do.
I found a weird scribble on my bathroom wall, and I'm trying to figure out who put it there. I don't know, whatever the story might be.
We can go on forever about those kind of stories on that show. So
Or no,
sure.
not your wall, but I was in a public bathroom. That's a great way to kill an hour.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I have a recent story about a public bathroom. I'm not bringing it up here because we'll go on and on. I always run into issues in those places. It ain't happening.
Was there anything interesting that happened?
No, there was, but if I bring it up here, it'll be another hour. Our pre-show today was an hour, 55 minutes, 28 seconds. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we wasted it all spoiling Alien Earth. We could have talked about your bathroom story.
We easily could have, absolutely. But instead, we're going to talk about the big stories going on around the video game world, and we're going to start with this one. Microsoft's next console will probably not be a discrete console. It will probably be modular, and it will probably be drastically so. There are some rumors and some stuff based on some leaks that happened. It's not been confirmed by Microsoft, but your next Xbox will probably be at a baseline, not very cheap. It will use a GPU die that is rumored to be around 264 square millimeters, which is more than a PS5 Pro. There's more performance. To boil all that down, there's a lot more to say about the chip and the die and all that. It's a bunch of, highfalutin CPU talk, but basically it boils down to a pretty big boost to performance, likely means a higher price. They're estimating $800 to $1,000, but it's not even the story. The story would be, unlike current sort of consoles and consoles going all the way back, where it's here is a device. It will play your games for the 8 to 10 years that we have a generation for it, and then we replace it with something cool and new. And now it plays new games, and those graphics are better, and it runs better, and it uses CDs or whatever. Those big innovations happening at the end of a cycle. Instead, they basically want people to buy what is essentially assembling PC parts in a way. Now, Beau, I know you're going to have an opinion on this, but hold on to it for just a second.
Okay, sure.
So they call this thing Magnus, and that's the name or the code name for the thing. It features separate CPU and GPU dies bridged via a silicon interposer, essentially meaning all of these things are snap and play. This enables independent upgrades and SKU customization. So the idea is that every 2-3 years, Microsoft goes, hey, we got this hot new game, and it will run for all of you. Don't worry, you're all good. But if you want 120 frames per second on that hot new TV you got, you might want to upgrade the GPU portion of this thing. And that's a $250 thing or whatever it is. And then this is a thing you would buy and upgrade it the way that PC people are used to doing with their PCs. And they want to make it as scalable as possible so that every 2 or 3 years, they mimic these PC upgrade cycles, which is about 2-3 years, rather than the wait the 7 or 8 years of a total console generation. This could apply to some handheld modularity. It could apply to just standard, like under your TV console, whole bunch of stuff like that. It's easy to look at it and just go, well, you just make PCs, because that's what they're kind of doing anyway. But I think this is kind of interesting. I think there's still going to be an uphill battle with like people and their expectations for what a console works like. You know, grandma goes to the store, I'm buying Billy one of these, and it just works. And it's this dumb box under your TV that just is there. And every once in a while he says, can I have this game? And you say, well, sure, if you get your homework done. And that's the life of the console. But now you're saying, and maybe it's just in the marketing and they can do a good job of this, but maybe now it's just simply, here's our current box, get it. Oh, 3 years later, we're going to bug you at Walmart and tell you that there's this upgrade that will help you do this other cool thing that you want to do. I just think that's a challenging hill to go up, and I don't know how it's going to go for them. So, Beau, as our most adamant PC purist guy.
Sure.
The guy that just, you know, I mean, I'm not even saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying you know what I mean?
I'm PC first. Or
PC first. PC forward, PC first. There you go. What do you think of this? Do you think it's the right move for them, and is it inevitable that we're all moving toward this anyway?
It's interesting. I think the PC market's always an arms race because you're always competing against can you beat PC part picker for my demographic? Mm-hmm. Like if I can put together something better that's equivalent or slightly more, in the same price range, but I get the flexibility of not having to be locked into your walled garden, which I'm not sure is a thing or not, then you lose. The Xbox loses. If they're trying to get grandma to get into upgrading, good luck.
Yeah.
I think people just want to buy the console and be done. They're not like, Toby, I bought you a new GPU upgrade stick for your Xbox thingy. Sorry.
We're workshopping a new D&D NPC. I like it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like it's like there's people that draw a line at not wanting to know more than they have to about consoles. So that market, I don't think is going to be that interested. Now there are lots of young people who might find it very cool, and they'll know and they'll tell their parents what to buy. But I don't know enough about the lucrativeness, whatever the word is, of those upgrade peripherals, whether they're ever worth it. Because like Nintendo's done this, like increase your RAM. I think there was a RAM stick or something like that.
The expansion slot.
Does it sell enough to these kinds of things? They're basically just doing that, unless I'm mistaken about understanding what's going on. Like, are they just getting into the hardware game and making a new paradigm for hardware? Like, if you want me on Microsoft tomorrow, be like, yeah, here's 256 gigs of RAM. Here's like an overblown CPU. It blows your PC out of the water. You can plug as many monitors into it. It's flexible as you want it to be. We're undercutting the PC market because we want you on Xbox. We want you on Windows 11 so we can blast ads at you. It is so unparalleled of an experience that you don't want to be on your PC. And I'm like, oh, okay, a loss leader for really good hardware. I might jump on board. I don't know if this is the global multi-billion-dollar strategy, just getting people like me to jump on board, but I would jump on board.
I mean, the idea is higher performance than consoles, lower cost than gaming PCs, and in theory, this gives you more control over the same period of time that you might have a full console refresh, like going from a PS5 to a PS5 Pro. has been okay for Sony, but not like over the top okay. They haven't sold more pros than they have base units. This never happens with these mid-cycle things, and it's because those mid-cycle things are so careful and so incremental, and it's really not that big of a blowout. Devs don't feel motivated to make any experiences that are too good on the newer ones, because then the people who have the older ones are left in the lurch, and they got to buy whole new consoles. At least this way, the sell is not go buy a new console, buy the Pro Edition if you want to play this at 60 frames or whatever. Instead, it's get the new GPU out on. Swap it out with your old one. You'll be good in minutes.
So
I don't think this works.
Here's the problem that I see is, all three of us are big PC people. And so a lot of times on this show, the feedback we get is like, man, you guys are so confused by some of these console decisions that get made. And it's because you guys justify buying, extremely expensive gaming PCs and playing there. There's a group of people that just want a simple box that we plug in and it goes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those people. I mean, there's a reason that console sales are still regular things, despite the fact that now the exclusives are getting smaller and smaller. There's less and less of a reason to be tied to a specific brand console. Like, just get a PC is what we always say. And the response we always get is it's more complicated than that. I think this takes a step outside of that ease. And I can see where they're going with it. Like, I see the logic behind it. Like, let's find an easy way to do upgrades, not have to completely restart our console generation or plan for a mid-generation upgrade. Let's do a plug and play. But like, look at it from a consumer focus. Like, at a certain point, you have to buy the base unit, right? So you have to start somewhere. But now what does it look like halfway down the line when it's like, okay, well, you have to get the base unit, but that came with the old GPU. So now you have to get the base unit, but you got to get the new GPU if you want to play this game optimally. And now just one little difference has made the console buying experience way more complicated than the people who want to buy consoles want it to be.
What if that
now
new
pretend
one,
it's multiple pieces.
right? What if that new console, though, the new GPU is now in all of the I'm already seeing the
like
problem
World
with
of
my argument,
Warcraft, you bought all the previous expansions.
Yeah, but you're seeing the problem is like now, okay, anytime one of these, and they're saying multi-part potential upgrades gets replaced. So what do we recycle it? I mean, I know they do different iterations of consoles. That's not unheard of, but it's like, oh, well, we want to give it more RAM. So let's completely pull all the stock we have of what's currently available and put out a new version that now has the more RAM. And then if you have the old version, you can buy just the RAM. Like, one thing immediately makes it more complicated, and you have to have your buyer more savvy to know which version they're getting.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you people are going to be like, yeah, this is it. And they get it, and all of a sudden it's got none of the stuff they need, and they have to go buy piecemeal the parts they want to upgrade to. To me, it just complicates something that the sole purpose of it existing the way it does is to be cheaper and easier. That's why console markets are still a thing. This doesn't sound that much cheaper, and this definitely doesn't sound easier.
Yeah.
So that's what I think the problem is going to be. If they can find a way to solve that, then I would say, like, sure, maybe this is a logical way to go. But I don't think this is it. I see this and go, just get a PC. I would be curious what anybody out there who are the people that are like, I don't want to think about hardware upgrades. I don't want to think about parts. I don't want to think about compatibility. I don't want to troubleshoot my game console. I just want to buy it, and I just want it to work. What do they think about this? Because that's the people that this needs to sell to, and I don't see it selling.
Here's what I think those people do. Those people keep doing that, and they will probably prefer consoles that give them just that. I think that Microsoft, we're looking at this from the perspective of, well, they need this to succeed, this modular thing. They probably don't. And by succeed, I mean, it doesn't need to be a cash cow. It just needs to be, here is a baseline of where all our products and services are going to be. But also, we got this handheld going on with these guys, and these other dudes are making another thing. And by the way, you're streaming it to everything, and the PC has it, and blah, 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 blah. Like, it seems like it kind of doesn't matter if this is confusing to purists in the console market because they don't maybe care about that.
Let me devil's advocate a bit. What is Apple products like? Because there's a way they do that where Apple has a refresh every year or so. They have an Apple keynote and they introduce new product lines. Like, would the console world benefit from being like a MacBook Pro or like
well, you get a lot of life. You get a lot of life out of if you go buy a MacBook Air right now or Pro, you're going to get easily 7 or 8 years out of that device, especially the silicon ones. The ones where there's refresh, and they're not that often. Phones are still, but the computer side they stagger. But every time they do a refresh on something like a notebook, boy, they'd love it if you went and bought the new notebook because everything's so solid state anyway. There's not a lot you can do yourself. But there are less and less reasons to, because we've kind of hit the top of that curve a bit in terms of innovation.
I guess it seems like Apple's pretty successful. And it seems like they don't need somebody to buy a new one every year. Like if everyone's like on a 6-year cycle, they catch enough people every year, like a sixth of the client base, and then the diehards who buy new ones all the time.
Yeah, and they're chasing
lucrative enough.
Yeah, and they're chasing services in the same way that Microsoft or everybody else is. They're trying to, because they know that they're at the top of this curve, and there isn't a lot of innovative growth, especially on the computer side of things. Phones and AI and everything else, there's a different curve, but that curve stops at some point and kind of evens out, which is fine. That's where we all are with kind of our phones in terms of innovation. So there's less reasons for people to upgrade. They run longer, better, blah, 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 blah. But it's the services they want to sell you on. So what you see a lot of times, it doesn't have to be just Apple, but it can be anybody where, yeah, that thing's going to last you 7 years, but 4 years into it is when they introduce the hot new, holographic Sam Altman comes out and goes, "Hi, I'm your AI companion. Push my penis and see what happens," or whatever. Yeah. And you could do that, and so then people go, "Oh, you know what? I've had this for 5 years. I could probably get another one." So it's all about services at this point, and that's why I think you're seeing this shift, even though they haven't confirmed this. If this is all true, I think this is why they're shifting this way.
We know there's a rogue ally, right? So maybe it's not quite like a one-to-one Apple copying their strategy, but like if everything's an Xbox, then that's what you're saying. Like they're competing on services. They basically just want to exponentially grow this install base. Because right now the install base is like, do you have an Xbox? Do you have the walled garden of Xbox? You're a customer we can possibly get you to buy things on in the store. Where like even for PC, Windows 11 is moving to like being an advertising delivery service. We never would want, like, the Windows Store has been on Windows 10 forever, and it's just like it's like my computer's sick when I see it. I'm like, oh, it's got a cold. What a gross thing. Like but that's like normal life, I think, in iOS, right? Like I think there's an iOS store and nobody's like, oh, poor iOS store. They buy stuff on there, I assume. Yeah. So it's very different, and I'm not saying they're successful or not misguided or doing things correctly, but if they're like, let's just be an Apple and let's have our hardware everywhere, Xbox everywhere, and make sure people desire going to our store. I mean, that sounds like a better strategy than what they're doing now. So it's like, okay, that's good. And one thing I wanted to add, because it does seem like they are moving away from like just we're a console and it's a fancy pants thing, because I think one of the things, and I wanted to mention this earlier, that people also like about consoles is aesthetics. Like I do not care. I mean, I care a little bit about aesthetics, but if my PC doesn't look handsome, I don't care. But some people, and this isn't, I'm not saying some people are wrong or bad for this, but I just like, man, look at this. What's the new box gonna look like? How is what's this thing gonna be like? And like, oh man, it's so cool. Like it feels magical when I've got the Switch in my hand because it's like Nintendo design. Like it matters to people, especially I think more adult gamers who like that stuff. And Apple has that too. But I associate Microsoft with everything looking like garbage. Like I just think like circuit boards when I think, like, I'm not like the sweet Microsoft aesthetics.
They're like, not known for their aesthetic.
I think CRT monitors and beige white keyboards, and like that's.
I mean, they've certainly gotten better with like the Surface notebooks are pretty nice and all that sort of thing, but they're just not. They're not known for that. It's like
I when I think about Microsoft, I think about my 30 years working with just PCs, and like. They look like there's obviously a lot more nice RGB stuff you can do these days, but I still think about like dingy beige white boxes and, circuit boards and, dusty ass, like just dust. I think of dust when I think of Microsoft. And you got to spray it with an air can. Like those are the things I associate with Microsoft. I'm like, they're not an aesthetics company. They're the everything else company that's the garbage bin.
Do they got those sexy...
Sorry if you work for Microsoft. That's like my association. I think they're trying to change that by making stuff cool, but I'm too old now. My brain's like set in stone. I'll always think of Microsoft as, as good in other ways.
It's for the younger generations to work this out. We figure at this point.
But if everything, like I just think they are moving in some weird Apple-y way, but they're doing it through I just see. Here's the thing. Like my PC is mostly a gaming device, but I have a music production suite of installs on here that are important to me, and I can record a podcast, and if I want to edit a video, I can do that. Like, so the fact that I have one machine that does that all is much more economical, even if it seems more expensive than to buy,
Well, that is the other issue, right? When you buy a notebook or you buy a new PC, the multi-use case argument is very hard. For consoles can't make the same argument. At least right now they can't. So unless Microsoft really truly plans to make these like computers in the traditional sense of what you just described, I have my little music suite. I got my production stuff. I got all
the driver for the keyboard back here. Like, will that when I plug that keyboard into my Xbox, will the drivers work? Like,
right. Those are valid questions. I think if they wanted to truly scale with this, the way that they're saying it, and again, none of this confirmed. So for all we know, this is just ideas that never took hold. We don't actually know. And when will we really know what they're doing? We know they're working on hardware. That's all we know. And we know we're probably not going to hear about it until next year with a release maybe in 2027. That we know. Yeah. But I think it's interesting just from a change perspective of like, okay, well, I mean, they don't need to be Nintendo or Sony. Really, all they're trying to do, ultimately, everything Microsoft does now is all around trying to push Azure sales. And Azure sales are everything for them right now. It's all their profit, all of it. So having a video games arm is really purely just to serve that. That's why it's so service-oriented. They just want to sell Azure. And they will, and they're going to continue to make billions doing that. But we shouldn't see it in any other way. It's not like we need this console to work this time. I don't think they care anymore. I think they're just like
the other interesting thing about the upgrade path too is like, yes, PC users can upgrade your system, but to a limit. Like your motherboard connects everything together. At a certain point, it stops being viable because you have to replace the motherboard, which connects all the other devices. Yeah. So it'll never be an upgrade into infinity situation. There'll be like a planned life cycle for whatever circuitry interconnects the pieces. And like, I guess it's flattened out a lot. It used to feel like it was hard to predict. Like I even, because RAM was more affordable on DDR4, even though DDR5 is available, I went with like more RAM at DDR4 because there's nothing that really there's no software even I think now that truly benefits from like DDR5 except for maybe like, video editing. Like if you're doing but that's like a lot of that CPU intensive anyways. So it doesn't really matter, but there could be a case where the speeds make a difference, but not really. So I'm like, I'm going to buy the older stuff because I got 64 gigs. Maybe it's overkill, but everything opens on my PC instantly. It's beautiful. Like
I'll bet.
In like the 3 years I've had this thing, I have never had a slowdown that wasn't like network related, basically, like for internet. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. So, if they can plan successfully and guess like for a 7 to 10 year cycle, what those upgrades will look like to give people like truly flawless computing experiences, that'd be very cool. But so like I would definitely give them compliments if they are able to do it. Like I don't think it's a mistake, I guess, but it's hard. Like we said about the consumer base, who are they targeting it?
Yeah, and it's hard to say who that is right now. Are they targeting PC people like us? Would it work? I mean, right now we don't have enough information, and also we don't know if any of this is real. But Pre-Rangers in the chat says Microsoft is slowly inching toward having high-end PCs in their cloud that you just buys a subscription. Yeah, like one day we may get there. I don't think we're there yet, and we have too many generations that don't trust their ISPs, aka yesterday, to be there when I need it the most, right? So maybe call me in 10 years. Yeah, exactly, Brandon. That's it. Call us in 10 years. We'll let you know.
Here's an interesting thing. You know how we like streaming games, right? Like gaming streaming, like GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud.
Yeah.
Can't you just stream your operating system?
You could.
I gotta sneeze. Sorry.
There are some services already that do that. You can subscribe to, is it Phantom? Or there's a French, oh shit. Patrick used to push me on this all the time.
Okay.
There's some kind of service like that where you're just renting access to a high-powered PC and you're doing all your printing on it. It's tying back to a printer you have where you are.
Like literally all you have is like the files to connect to the network and then have it load your drivers.
Yeah.
And that way it's always up to date and always knows your specs.
The idea is you got some ancient Chromebook piece of shit but you're connected like your Mr. Hot Stuff. I don't remember the name of the service. Shadow.
Like TV,
That's it. Shadow. So Shadow PC does both. I think they have gaming configurations, but also they do just like, hey, do you need virtual office essentially?
Yeah.
So,
like I that whole, like you said about Azure and stuff like that. I think there's probably someone out there who has a vision of like when everyone turns on any device, it all goes through the cloud, like not just your media content, but your actual computing all takes place centrally. And I think there's probably just a lot of pushback from a privacy ethical standpoint. I think there'll definitely be people push back against that, but I think there are people in business who would find that highly advantageous because then they have complete access to your spending habits and your usage habits and how they can leverage that to make you a better I don't even know why consumerism, and they can sell that data to, that data's saleable, I guess, as well, or something like that. Like
it sure is. They love it.
So I don't know if Microsoft is also inching towards that kind of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
They seem to be with all their services. Like they've got a lot of cloud stuff, but I don't know if they're Windows 12 will just be in the cloud, Windows Cloud.
Yeah, which is a thing you sort of can do now, but I don't know if we're there yet. We'll see what happens though. It's an interesting little.
But new Xbox. Did they talk about this being first party?
Well, I mean, it's all speculation, so we don't know. But Microsoft themselves have not even confirmed it. So until we know that, I don't think we have the answers to that. But my guess is it's working with a lot of partners. I don't think they want to be. I mean, not that any Xbox has ever been their own hardware. It's all contracted stuff to factories and things. But
what's fun about this is they bought so many developers, right?
Yeah.
So they have so many people who can make games for them. But given our experience with games, it's going to be some company that's not a part of one of these big things that makes the next big hot thing that needs way more juice than what anyone's offering right now, and then the market will shift and they'll be behind again. I don't know.
Probably.
At least that's how it used to be with Doom, right? They say what you want about Doom 3, but Doom 3 was like, shit, I need a new computer again. Another $3,000 to play this. It's so cool.
Yeah, Quake did it again, and then something else did
Quake
it
as well.
Unreal did it, and we were always like, got to keep up with it. And now it's just
we haven't seen that as much, but like
because we're up here now, we're on top of that thing.
I feel like it's a matter of time where someone makes a game that's like, you need way better system to play this amazing experience.
Yep, I agree. John, any final thoughts on this whole thing?
No.
All right. Excellent. That's right where we wanted to end it. Beau, let's talk about Rod Fergusson. He left Blizzard. He's done.
Yeah.
He's like, you get me for 5 years and then I'm out. That's how it works here with Gears of War, Rod Fergusson, now ex-Diablo head off to somewhere else. Part of the pattern we see with executives, mid-level C-suite executives come for 5 years, launch a thing, and then get the F out. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I don't personally have a relationship to him as like a game lead or something like that. I've seen him in a few things, but it's not like, the older Blizzard devs or whatever. But I sort of took it as like a sign that like we're riding off into the sunset with Diablo. It doesn't mean it's over. There could still be another expansion and stuff, but they plan that stuff many years in ahead as a product, as the product lead, right? Like as more of a leader than even a developer per se, probably. It's done.
Yeah.
I don't think you get without announcing a replacement, a healthy game as a service. I don't think you have someone departing without a replacement if you have a healthy game as a service. So, I do think you'll probably see another expansion and more support for it. I mean, it is Blizzard. To their credit, they do support their games forever, and that's something they're still doing. So I expect no less with Diablo 4, even if it's just a janitor. But I think this hails a sign of, that if you were thinking, man, Diablo, the best is yet to come for Diablo 4, and they might even say that in an advertisement, that's not the case. If they don't have a product lead at the head of it, it's, still be a fun game that you can enjoy, might have new content as long as it, the plan is that, but understanding how they do business, the development strategies, and I don't know how much they've changed. Blizzard tends to put a lot of focus on whatever the important, WoW killer is going to be that they're trying to make next, and Diablo 4 is not it. So
you can see by the size of that team there, they're massive. I suspect you're going to have some leadership fill the void, but I have a feeling you're right. We're not at some pinnacle point of the game. For sure. I mean, John, I think you would easily agree with this, but do you think, Beau, what do you think this means? This doesn't mean obviously we're not in like maintenance mode here, but it's a turning point for the game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I don't think we're in maintenance mode. I think we're going to talk about it. There's another expansion coming. I think very obviously there's another expansion coming, but I do think that the signs are there that Diablo 4 is on its way out. I don't think that, I'm not surprised by this. I didn't like the game at the beginning. I didn't ever buy the expansion. I don't know if I'll buy the next expansion. So it doesn't shock me that this is the direction it's going, considering, I would have at one time said Diablo was my favorite of the Blizzard franchises. To not even be up to date on the current iteration of that game, I think tells you everything you need to know about how I feel about Diablo 4. But I will say this about Rod Fergusson. He does have an industry reputation as somebody you bring in to close out troubled projects. So it could be that that's his, passion, that's his interest, and that's what people pursue him for. So while I think that the writing is kind of on the wall for Diablo, I do think that there's a decent chance too that Rod is off to do that for someone else. Or he could be, he might be sick of doing that. It could be, there could be some fatigue with it, because along with that typically means, a lot of expectation on those projects. And, again, it's kind of beating a horse to be like Diablo 4 wasn't it. Again, if you like that game, I'm not telling you not to, but that game was certainly not up to snuff in my opinion. So I think, fine, let's see what's next.
The next
I
expansion
hope
might change things.
Paladin,
having an open mind, it might be like, oh damn, it's going to be the best. Now the game is good.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be the first time that a expansion saved a Diablo game. So I've never write it off completely, but I do think that if you said, John, what do you think the Diablo franchise should do? I think it should make a new game. I don't think, in my opinion, the foundation of what they put down for Diablo 4 is
you're not going to
enough.
get it for 12 years because they're going to make 5 different versions of Diablo 4 first.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a long ways away. My hope is that it wasn't so bad that they're afraid to ever touch it again. Because there's always that fear of didn't go the way we wanted. Let's just pretend it's a franchise that doesn't exist, like StarCraft. So I
think they should just ship it and keep the scope small. I think, having read that book that Jason Schreier wrote, where they're trying to make it the biggest thing ever, like everything Blizzard releases has to be the biggest thing ever. If they just be like, let's just make a Diablo game, and it doesn't have to make $1 garbillion. It could just make many millions.
Yeah, and they're meanwhile Immortals just raking.
We know they don't
cash
work
in.
that way unless Johanna Farias is changing things.
Yeah.
And it's another victim of the live service chasing that dragon. I think the biggest issues with Diablo 4 is, being too afraid to look at what came before. I think they should be absolutely they should be slapping themselves in the head every single day at the fact that the way they fixed and have been fixing Diablo 4 is to make it more like Diablo 3. Like, that tells you right there, one of the biggest issues is they didn't acknowledge what came before. Like, that takes a amazing level of, I don't know, ignorance, I guess, seems a little harsh, but to go, we're going to learn nothing from the game we just made. We're going to do something completely different and then have to spend months and months and months trying to make this game more like the last game. Like, you could have started there.
Yeah, it's a little
had some common sense.
That part's definitely weird. My biggest question I have for Rod Fergusson, if I could ask him right now, walk up to him and ask him, I would ask him why in this photo is he holding a sword like a baseball bat? I would ask him that, because that's stupid. All right? I'm sure he's a nice guy. Well, look at the way he's holding. He's like, all right, batter, batter, swing, batter. It's like, dude, you have Arthas's sword in your hands.
No, but there's a way that you hold it where you do the over the like, I think he's trying to do the.
Yeah, he's
like, how you do the hold.
It's kind of like the Jon Snow look.
Yeah, but it's
a
just
little low on the shoulder.
He did angle his body that it looks like it's baseball. So, like, I see what Scott sees. You're not.
Maybe
wrong.
he likes baseball.
It's just, remember, we're not as cool as we think we are when we're playing the game. We're like, I'm the coolest. Then you do it real. The worst experience I had of this was like when I got an Xbox, I had a Kinect.
Yeah.
And it had like a dance game, and I was like doing the dance thing and getting the high score, and I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
And then I didn't know, but it has this feature. I can't remember what it's not Dance Central. It's like I can't remember which game it was, but it shows you a video of you doing like you're like when you're really burning, like you're getting the high scores and stuff. It actually takes a little VOD of you and shows it back. And I never felt more embarrassed. My girlfriend was laughing her ass off at me because I look so stupid.
Oh yeah, man.
I was like, I'd be like, you feel like a badass when it's like top score, doing ultimate.
No, it's
like,
not cool.
Oh my god, I was like, I looked like it's the worst I've ever seen myself. It was so bad.
Do you have this somewhere? It's not something we can share.
No. I mean, it was on my Xbox. I mean, unless it's saved somewhere in a file on my Xbox 360, which is I still have, but.
Oh man!
I don't think I saved it. I think I never touched the video game again.
We could have some fun with that, showing that off to the listeners.
Yeah,
Patreon bonus or something. I don't know.
And it wasn't just like, oh, it's embarrassing. It actually just was like cringe because we have no skills in that regard.
There you go.
And I think that's what's happening with Rod Fergusson here. He's like, I'm gonna hold my sword like a Templar, and they're like, why are you doing a Joe DiMaggio impression? I feel like the luckiest C-suite video game executive of all time.
Anyways,
rip Diablo 4.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope things go okay. In related news, Blizzard's story team voted to unionize. This is the second major team at Blizzard to do this. I had to ask let's call it a friend at Blizzard who would know what this meant. Who is this? Like the whole of the Blizzard, all storyteller divisions at Blizzard, everybody from the World of Warcraft team down to whoever else is trying to tell stories now. And he got back to me and said, no, this is just the cinematics team, which the stories have been really void of that detail. I don't know why, but according to him, it's just the cinematics team. This person I can't mention. What?
So we often, from the outside, we look at Blizzard and go like a bunch of serious game developers. But, we read the book and realize, oh, there's people with big egos getting into arguments.
Yeah, all the time.
And I wonder if there's how the AI conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's benefits to some AI duels and stuff like that. Without a doubt. There are, automating things. There's always been. There's always been benefits to that.
Sure.
But there's a lot of concern, amongst voice actors and actors about their likeness. And we're seeing those debates and even confrontations play out. I wonder, because it's story and franchise development, right? So it's like, let's get AI to write our quest decks. No one reads it anyway. And people are like, no, we want to still write like custom crafted stories in World of Warcraft for the people who like it. I wonder if there's a debate.
There's but also there's this shadow of 9,000 people were let go recently, and they're just like, oh my gosh, we have to freaking unionize. This is stupid.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm like, I write quest text, or I write the story for cinematics. do we really need to pay that guy $100,000?
Oh, I guarantee you they're having conversations like that. Guaranteed.
I mean, look how awesome Grok is. Like, and it's just $30 a month to Elon or something, you know? So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. But so I misspoke. There are two of these that have gone through. One was the World of Warcraft devs voted to unionize and join the CWA. The Overwatch 2 team passed a similar vote in May 2025 earlier this year and also joined this organization.
So there's lots of unionization still going on.
There's at least, this is the third major one where they've all voted to do it. The guy who organized it, his name is Buddy Fisk. Amazing name. Love that name.
Buddy Fisk.
He says the increased frequency of layoffs in the game industry is a driving force behind this vote. Quote, after more than a decade working at Blizzard, I've seen all the highs and lows. For years, Blizzard has been a place where people could build their careers and stay for decades, but that stability has been fading. With the union, we are able to preserve that. What makes this place special, secure, and transparency. That's a weird. Secure real transparency in how decisions are made and make sure policies are applied fairly to everyone. So it seems like a good thing. I mean,
it's just sad that it has to go that way, but it does seem like, it's not just Bobby Kotick, but that cadre of rich people that are on the board of directors and stuff are all supremely villainous.
Yeah, they're not great.
So you have to protect yourself. If it's just unfortunate that you have to protect yourself from your own, that's how it goes.
Well, if there's one thing that Diablo may do for John in the future, it's bring him one of the long lost classes that he enjoyed quite a bit back when it was new. John, we heard this week that maybe we're getting an old favorite back in Diablo.
Well, sort of. I'm gonna be salty about this one too. I was done with Diablo Salt. I'm not done with Diablo Salt. I'm gonna pour it on until this slug explodes.
Sure.
So yeah, there's been a leak. There were file names in an encrypted Diablo update that listed Paladin in the files.
Oh, wow.
So there is a lot of speculation that the new class for the next expansion for Diablo is going to be Paladin, which is, we talked about this back before the game came out. It was one of the major areas that I said, felt like was missing. Like when I looked at their list of classes, it was like, hey, where's your big tank? Where's your crusader? Where's your paladin? Where's that? Mm-hmm. And then the first expansion came out, and I think everybody was thinking, where's the crusader? Where's the paladin? And then that didn't happen. We got a cool class by all accounts. I've heard it's neat.
It is pretty cool.
But
it ain't no paladin, though.
It still isn't there. Yeah. Now, I don't know if anybody out there has kept track of this, but a long time ago, before even the first expansion, we all had a bet as to whether or not the new class, when they add it, would be Paladin or Crusader. And I said they would do Paladin because they're cowards trying to pretend that Diablo 3 didn't happen, and they're still dressing up and cosplaying as Diablo 2. And that they would be too scared to associate themselves with the cooler class of Crusader, and that they would absolutely call it a Paladin again.
I support John on this.
I do too. I hate to say this. I think John's dead right, and it's not even like, I don't even feel like it's hyperbolic.
The Diablo franchise, for some reason, this fourth one, they have a hard. You know how you're like, oh, janitor, and they're like, oh, don't call him a janitor, call him a sanitation technician. I feel like they do that, but with their classes, right? Like they put monk in Diablo 4. Like, it's a spirit born. It's not a monk. He uses fists, but also he has a spear sometimes. So not a monk. And it's like, what? I don't know. I'm just trying to make him sound stupid.
No, it's fun.
Am I making problems for myself?
No, you might. You might. But
no, I just kept picturing Mike Tyson saying through the whole thing. I just thought Mike Tyson was pitching the new classes.
The accent wasn't anything deliberate or meant to be anything derisive.
Sure.
Came across that way. I'm sorry.
You're all good.
Like, I thought Mike Tyson would have passion for monks.
We can't call it monk. Monk is Diablo 3, and that's bad.
I don't know why they don't.
Gosa said Monk Tyson.
Yeah, Monk Tyson. Perfect. I don't think John's wrong, and I also don't think Beau's wrong. I think that there's something weird going on with this where they want to control the narrative so hard with where they want to take Diablo, and they own the IP and have every right to do that. But I think as players, we kind of know what we want, and to force something like a Spirit Born and go, Well, no, it's just, you know, he's not a monk or a witch doctor. He's like a combo. And I'm like, just give me the things I want.
Yeah, for me, this extends out to TTRPGs, and I'm probably alone in this. This is probably gonna spark some ire, but like I don't need classes to be fancy, right? Like it's just kind of like a label for your job. Like when you play any TTRPG, if you're like fighter and paladin, I always hate that distinction. I like if you just want to do healing, like be a cleric and be good at fighting. Like why is there? I think paladin overall. See, I like crusader better because crusader is like there's a different set of associations, right? But like fighter, rogue, mage. Like I just like the basic lines. Like they did that. I think right. Is it sorceress that's in Diablo 4? Like they kept sorceress in 4.
Yeah,
necromancer is still necromancer. Like we have this word, it means a particular job and a set of associations. We have druid. So I don't know why they're doing this with monk. And I think paladin was in 2. So I think paladin, even though I support John and they should have picked crusader, there's an argument for paladin.
Paladin,
but I don't like the paladin class in general. I'm a paladin.
Crusaders are so cool. They take on their master's name. They carry on their legacy. Yeah. They've got they're like Jedi and Padawans. The Crusader is like it's cool.
Plus, Johanna's a cool character. She's like she's not just some throwaway face they put on a Crusader and said, "Here you go." She has like depth. And I like her a lot.
I mean, we're also outliers on the Diablo 3 side. We're like, how like a lot of Diablo 3 was maligned a lot. And we're all Diablo 3 fans here.
Yeah.
John and I both played a ton of it.
Love that
I'll
game.
take some criticism. It's not a perfect video game, but I liked, the take. Like when you were talking with Chris Metzen about it during one of your interviews, which by the way, you guys should get together and do another one of those.
I know, we were just talking about it. We might.
I liked... they made it more like not superhero-y, but they kind of made it more, some of the aesthetic from Diablo 3 more of they put colors in it and they put like a heroic tale that's not grimdark necessarily. And I didn't mind it. Like I never had a problem. Like I like grimdark. I don't need everything to be grimdark. I still think what they did was good. And I think the classes are awesome in that game. And I played so much monk. And Crusader is also badass as hell. Witch Doctor. It's like the best thing Blizzard's ever done is Witch Doctor. Like I want more of that. I want a game that's just Nazebo, the Chronicles, or something like that. I would play the shit out of Nazebo, the Chronicles.
I would do that.
Yeah, I also just think it's weird to approach it as if you can't have both. Like, if you say, hey, we think we went to heroic fantasy with Diablo 3, so we have to pretend it doesn't exist, don't learn any of the lessons, don't be anything like it, strike it from the history, and just look at Diablo 2. You don't have to do that. That's a measure too far, and, like, it's a very Blizzard thing, because they're like the benchmark company for overcorrecting. Like, hey, we think we spent too much time in garrisons. Don't do housing ever again until 2026.
Yeah.
Like, never again.
I don't know why they get that way. It's so weird.
It's so bizarre. It's like, okay, like, so make it slightly less heroic and, learn your lessons from Diablo 3. Like, don't be afraid to actually think about what worked and what didn't work as you move forward. It's just bizarre. But anyway, I do think, salt about, I think Crusaders are cooler than Paladins in Diablo. Aside, yes, this is the class that's missing. A big tanky class is what was missing from that game.
Yeah,
so,
big tanky shield, some kind of righteous power. Not to be Paladin like churchgoer guy, but like,
horses and the ghost helpers, like you commanding like a little army, like,
big great swords and
big great swords, big shields, chunky thunk.
The stuff that some games have too much of, Blizzard does not have enough of in that game. Like some games go too far on the side of he's a holy knight doing holy knight shit. Blizzard's like everybody throws poo at the wall, and we don't have a guy with a really cool sword.
What's funny about Diablo 4 is it should have been a baseline class. There's a lot of like the Zakarum, like there's a lot of holy warriors in the actual game, like in the story.
Yeah. There's a whole section of Crusaders.
You can't play one.
Johanna is in the game. It's not Heroes Joanna, but she's in the game.
Yeah.
Like you can find her.
Sure.
And so that stuff is all there. It's all could have been in there.
Yep.
But yeah.
Left it on the table, guys. Bad move. See
Well,
ya,
maybe
Rod.
the best Diablo 4 expansion is coming out, and we're gonna see it.
There's a
soon.
lot to mine. One, here, I'm fix it real quick. Bring back Deckard Cain.
Bing.
There's idea number one.
Yep.
Positive. Two, let's see some Tyrael. And
Good Christ, yes, please. What the hell?
Yeah, how do you have a Diablo game with that Tyrael in it? It's really weird.
Lorath is there, and your hero's never like, "Hey, did you know someone named Tyrael?" You know, and this is like, it's like, yeah, he's off somewhere. That's the.
Or maybe some Diablo would be good in Diablo.
Yeah.
crazy. That was going to be my third thing. Is maybe you actually put Diablo in your Diablo game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Like the issue is if you want to do the slow ramp up. We've talked about this about so many games, and it's always live service games. You do eventually, all the stuff that you're like, well, save that for later. You do have to put some of that in the game, because if you don't, you're not going to get to later. It's like that. It's like that Avengers game they made. They put in some shitty ass villains because the good villains will come later, and then they never got a chance to put cool villains in it because the game didn't continue. If you want to save Diablo for later, you might not get later. We probably aren't going to get later. And so you've got all this stuff on the table, and if there is eventually a Diablo 5, 6, 7, Diablo 4 is always going to feel like this really weird non-story blip because it was too busy worried about being a live service game than doing anything interesting narratively.
Yeah. It has some of the wallpaper, but it's peeling. That story wallpaper is just not holding, and I don't know, it bums me out. It really does.
Well, they gotta put it all in the, like, if the expansion's just like all the primevals and lesser, like they're just like, oh, we're not teasing it, we're just gonna vomit everything out.
Yeah,
it might actually be pretty.
It might be okay. Yeah.
Well, Reaper of Souls had such a compelling idea where they were like talking about how the Nephilim were going to be like turning evil, and how now, because the Soul Stone was shattered, like manifestations of the primevals were going to just start popping up all over the world. They had a way to put Diablo in literally every single game till the end of time, and they dropped that narrative thread forever. They were like, no.
It's a weird fumble.
Like,
It also had really cool levels. I love Pandemonium.
Oh, yeah, dude.
When you first get to Pandemonium and Imperius comes in, and he's like, "Get the hell out of here! I got this." You know,
we didn't see any more Imperius.
No,
my gosh.
It's a bummer. And here's the saddest part of that. Saddest part of that is that dude, what fixed Diablo with that expansion, forgot his name.
Balthiel?
No, the actual developer guy.
The person.
Oh, Josh Mosquito.
Josh Mosquito. He went, or Mascara, whatever it is. He went to Mosquito. We'll call him Mosquito. Right. He leaves, goes to Bonfire Games, which has yet to do jack.
I've been getting playtest invites for something called Archeron, so something's happening over there.
Is it stuff he's involved in? Do you know if he's directly involved?
I don't know. Just they're not doing jack. There is a game and there are playtests.
Okay. I mean, it's only taken him like, 15? How long? When did he left when Titan crashed?
Maybe it's the best ever. You know, these games take a long time to develop. Maybe, you know, it's.
I think it's been 10 years. At least 10 years.
It's been at least. And like, I mean.
All that Pardo money.
From the book, we know Pardo has very stringent standards, I guess, as a polite way of putting it.
He is a villain.
So who knows?
In that book.
I know, but maybe it's just taking a while because things have to be perfect. Like just based on the impression I get from the book, I don't know if that's true or not.
I will say this: it's unrelated to anything, but he has the sweatiest hand of anyone I shook hands with at Blizzard. Easily the sweatiest hand. Yeah. Can't explain it. Don't know why. Just real sweaty.
It was probably a hot summer day, and you're probably like the 200th hand.
It easily could have been. Like I say,
you're going to make people so afraid to ever shake your hands because, like, you have stories about John Delancey. Yeah. Now you've got this. It's like Scott really evaluates a lot about people on their handshake.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. How firm it is, how soft your hand is. Look, the difference between Pardo and Delancey's are dirt dry hands, like the driest hand I ever touched. And then the far other end of that is is Rob Pardo at Blizzard.
So if they shook hands, just like it would terraform into a sustainable environment.
Yeah, we would actually solve all of Earth's problems, actually. Because
source of water was discovered.
The great waterbender and earthbenders would come together and change everything. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get to this story.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's good. I'll buy it.
Beau, are you sad that Crimson Desert got bumped to next year? Are you sad about that?
Well, yeah, because I have my own little gaming desert going on, and that's one you have those day and date games that you're just like, I'm going to play that on launch for sure.
Yeah,
this is one of them. So I'm sad for myself, but what I'm reading is they need time for localization. Essentially, I think.
Okay.
If I remember, I read the article, and that's what I remember from it. That just to line things up globally, because it's a global release, they need more time.
Yeah, and it's a big narrative-driven game. You got to have your narrative worked out and all your localization.
Oh, you're showing a little bit of video from it. I'm like, I get so when he kicks the guy off the cart, I'm just like, man,
I know, dude. It looks really, really awesome. Like, I'm so excited.
I think this
about
game this game's gonna be wild. It might be like good, bad too. Like, there's stuff about it that I'm like, I don't know, but then I see something, I'm like, oh, I do know. I want to play this. The big thing that this game has going for it is how awesome Black Desert combat is. Like, these are the people that made Black Desert.
Yeah.
And Black Desert, it's like the worst MMO in many ways, but combat is not one of them. I'm like, I wish combat in World of Warcraft was like this. Like, this would be incredible.
John, do you just hear desert and get nervous? Like, where do you?
No, I will tell you, I have your fixation on hands, your fixation on weird things. I have one of these with Black Desert Online. Anytime it gets mentioned, I think that's the game Beau bought panties in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. I guess I was just feeling, I was in a gooning mood, I guess, and wanted to make my temperature hot.
Will forever live in my brain. Every time it gets mentioned, I just think that's the game Beau bought panties in.
Oh, that's awesome. I forgot all about that.
I wanted to look hot, okay?
Yeah. It's not a judgment.
No.
It's just an association.
Yeah, sure. I forgot too, and I'm feeling like secondhand embarrassment for myself a little bit. So it's not even just you. It's like, yeah, I did buy panties, didn't I?
Yeah. But they are saying Q1 of next year, so we're not talking about the end of time here. We're talking about
the one thing I'll say about the desert part too, to Black Desert's credit. So most of Black Desert is not desert.
Yeah.
However, the eponymous Black Desert is like a zone in Black Desert, and I think like it's far outpaced like the scope of the game, so it would have been it's like the Barrens, right? Like the Barrens is so iconic in World of Warcraft, but like when do you go to the Barrens and like so many expansions? So I think it's like outdated content, but it's just the name of the thing.
Yeah.
What I will say about the desert is that in all the games I've played, it's the only desert I think that really behaves like a desert, in that a desert is like this endless pile of sand, right? It's just brown and hot. And you actually, like, when you go in the desert in Black Desert, you can't see your mini map. So you have to navigate in a featureless biome this desert, and it's big. There's like a lot of square footage to it. So it actually behaves like a real desert, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you get lost and then like crazy things happen and there's sandstorms. It's a vibe, right? Like it's really a vibe, like Aliens a vibe and stuff like that.
Sure.
So if Crimson Desert does have a desert, I have like this high level of confidence that it's going to be an awesome desert, is what I'm trying to say.
A red desert, even, because it's crimson.
Like, I think the Black Desert in Black Desert is like one of the best deserts in gaming. Like, it's because it actually feels like tourism of a real desert.
Yeah.
And
it's right up there. Yeah, King's Quest V.
That's right. King's Quest V's desert.
It was a good desert.
It was a good desert. As deserts go. You
get lost in there forever. You had to use weird like things that you occasionally saw. You had to map it, and you died because it was too hot. And every now and then you would find a little water to drink, and the narrator would go, life-giving water, nectar of the gods.
I remember that.
Like, yeah, it is. This is good.
You need water
and
to live.
And then the owl would go, watch out, Graham, a poisonous snake. That's King's Quest V.
See, the things John
I don't remember
remembers.
King's Quest V that much.
Oh, yeah? That was a big deal at the time, wasn't it?
5? Yeah,
King's
I think
Quest
so.
5?
Let me just have a look which one, because they all kind of blend together.
They do. They're very similar.
King's Quest 5.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I played this one though.
I think I did. I played 5. I loved the look of 5.
Oh, this is the era, where they had like the mouse, and
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know, graphics
so Space
popped.
Quest 5 was the one I played in that era, not
King's Quest.
or 4. Sorry, Space Quest 4.
Yeah. Well, may all your quests be full of kings, everybody.
Sierra Games, man, they're so cool.
I know. I saw the guy who
were you talking to? You were on people. By the way, you should. The viewer, like, at least I don't know what your viewership's like on audio, but like I find your viewership on YouTube for the Greg Street Word on the Street is low, and I know there's a lot of people here who should go listen to that show.
You should check it out.
Watching it, because it's amazing.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I'm always like, I look at the comments and I was like, I should comment here. Like, no one's commenting. They comment in our, you know what I mean? Like, go check out some Fractured Pixel Castle. I mean, Word on the Street.
It's really good.
And it's fantastic Pixel Castle.
Yeah.
Fractured Pixel.
We had
But anyway, sorry, I'm getting super distracted. You had a guy on who worked for Sierra.
Yeah, he was a sound guy.
Back in the day.
He's now their head of sound work for the new company. He worked way back in the day at Sierra. He's an older guy. He's spent a ton of time there, worked on... He's the only one that I've talked to on the show who wasn't either Blizzard or Riot, so this guy comes from a whole different place. But he worked at Amazon most recently on something. But he was on the... Guild Wars 2 team forever.
Yeah.
And that was fascinating. He's super interesting guy. And I love that part of game development. So for me, that's like dead fun to listen to.
I think everyone who goes on that show is interesting to listen to.
Yeah, they've all been great. I just think gamers are like, where's the game? I think that's just your MMO players.
I guess so. I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess so. I just find I think that there's a lot of that because I know there was something I was watching. I can't remember what it was, and I have too much YouTube history to go back and dig it out. But like, there was a game developer conversation that I'm like, why is the views on this so low? It wasn't something you did, Scott. It was like some anniversary thing where like it was a big name too, and I'm like, why does YouTube just not show this stuff to people? Like, for people that are so interested in games, and for it to have so much churn on Reddit.
Yeah.
The amount of like lack of views when a game developer that's interesting actually gets developed is like mind-boggling to me.
No, I get it. I don't know why that is. I think it's some combination of the algorithm that certainly doesn't favor it, but I think gamers are just like, when do we get to pwn noobs? They don't care about
I guess
to build
they
it.
actually don't really care about development. Like, I mean, I would even, look at that from, like I said, the viewership on your show. I'm like, it's Greg Street.
Yeah.
He's a big World of Warcraft name.
Yeah.
Like, he's not just someone Scott, because Scott, you know a lot of people. It's not just someone Scott knows that he likes. It's like, people have been raging at Greg about balance for like decades. Like, I mean, he's not somebody people don't know who he is. I'm like, why are not people, why is there should be more people watching?
I think when that game is in like beta and people are actively playing closed betas and all that, you'll see it change, because that's when gamers go, oh, new MMO. But at this stage, it's just too early. And I'm not trying to make y'all sound like a bunch of monkeys, but sometimes.
No, this is just me. Like, it's okay to be like, listen, you guys like games, like, like, yeah, sure, go watch your XQC or whatever, but like, you should watch a game developer. Like, if you're really into it, you should watch the people who like live and breathe this stuff 24 hours a day when they come out from their shack to like talk about it. It's like they have way more interesting things to say than whatever game streamer does or we do. Like, so I don't know. I always just find that funny.
It's a dude in Chode chat room. Guy in our Chode room.
Careful.
Chat room who says, really disappointed in Frog Pants cohorts bullying other YouTube streamers. I don't know when we did that.
I'm not bullying anybody.
No, that's a weird interpretation of what we just talked about.
I'm saying, like, the guys who like think about making the things have lots of interesting things to say, and you can find a streamers or YouTubers comments, including our own, any day of the week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And by monkeys, I wasn't talking about other streamers. I'm talking about dumb gamers. So come at me now. I don't know if that's
I know what it was. It was.
I wasn't talking about 10 people. I was talking about a million people.
Millions of you.
It was Chris Wilson and Brevik did like just a special, a 25-year Diablo special.
Oh, that's interesting.
I found the views on it really low. So Chris Wilson, Path of Exile founder and lead developer, recently left. In a grinding gear games, so he's not making Path of Exile. He's back on his own.
Yeah,
he only has 2 videos on his YouTube channel, but like people are like, Path of Exile, best RPG. It's like, well, you're gonna go watch like a billion views on some Riker's channel or I don't know, one of those bigger streamers. But I'm like, actually, the guy who makes the game you like has a YouTube channel and did interview with the other guy you like from Blizzard North. Why was the views seemed really low on something? So,
I don't think people are as interested in how the stuff is made. They just want to act like it's their right to have it. I don't know. I don't even have to make it like a
it's
negative
just
thing.
Interest, right?
I think it's interesting.
Thing.
Yeah, I think that stuff's fascinating. I love it. Could listen to that sort of thing all day. Clearly, we are in the minority because most people just want to play, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we would have said the same. This is an eternal conversation. We would have said the same thing and be like, man, why do people like Michael Jackson when they could be listening to, put indie band here or whatever? Like, Arcade Fire. People listen to mainstream stuff, but they don't listen to Arcade Fire. What's wrong with them? It's the same thing, but for game development. All right.
Yeah, that was your point. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this point? Beau, you found a game that looks crazy. I need to play this. It's called The Secret of the Weepstone. Can you explain how you found this and why it only took me 2 seconds to wishlist it instead of half a second? Because this is totally up my butt. I can't wait to see this or play this.
So I just saw this in a PC Gamer article, and I was like, "What is?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So, friend of the show and fellow D&D player Kyle Ferguson, he's the one that I most associate with. Look at this old school art. Like, he genuinely,
I love it.
He will pop up at our chat from time to time, being like, reading an old book and look at this crazy ass art. And like, I feel like through him, I've rediscovered my appreciation of this older art and come to like notice, like pay attention to it basically again.
It's like that RPG system you and John talked me into getting.
Yeah, Shadow Dark aesthetic as well. Yeah, and we've all come to, I think we've all we've never not liked it, but we've come to just like really appreciate that this is no longer a thing.
Yeah.
Really that much.
Making a comeback.
And it's awesome. So there's someone else out there, the people at Talesworth Game Studio also appreciate this and are making a full dungeon crawler first person thing in that complete art style. And all I can think of is like, why are we only getting to this now? Like, this is such a...
Oh, I love it.
I don't know if the game's going to be any good. It looks like it's going to be fun, but...
The aesthetic is just so...
The aesthetic is just... I insta wishlisted this. I'm like, this looks so cool.
Yeah, if you aren't seeing this at home, I don't even know how to describe some of this. It's so
just go to
detailed.
I mean, it really is like old D&D books just brought to life in a 3D world. It's pretty cool.
Yep, and I love incremental grid-based first-person kind of wizardry style RPGs. I'm a huge fan of that. I like the turn-basedness of it. I love having this little party to manage up here, and then have it look like this. Like freaking, what did you get into my dreams and take notes? Because this is what I want. I want this now. Come out, game.
It looks cool. I like it. I thought I'd share it with everyone because I don't think indie games they need promotion.
Next year is as soon as you're going to see that. So
yeah, I just wishlisted now, and we'll see it. We'll revisit next year.
Indeed. Let's talk about another one Beau found, the WASD control scheme coming to League of Legends. What does this mean?
Yeah, so I know this is a weird one to add to our list, considering we're kind of out on MOBAs and stuff, but it is kind of a big deal in a weird way, because we've talked a lot about, hey, they should put heroes on Game Pass, and is there controller support for heroes? Oh no, you can't do that. Well, looks like League is doing it. Finally, a bajillion years later. Now, some of the rumor is that it's to help maybe make it playable on mobile, because the younger generation is used to twin sticks and stuff, even on phones.
Sure.
So it's to give an alternate control scheme, and I'm like, well, they're also on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I just think WASD is a stepping stone to controller support. I mean, it seems silly to just do WASD and not go all the way. Like even Path of Exile is playable with a controller, and it has WASD controls, and I actually really like the WASD controls in Path of Exile too. So League's got it, and who knows? Maybe they'll be, you never know. We're still holding our breath to see if maybe the heroes gets a little bit of love, like some new heroes, like they revive it for an Xbox deal, or Microsoft has some sort of like, hey, you've got this thing, like why don't we Fortnite it up here, put some stuff and maybe add controller support to it. So
I mean, I would probably be more likely to be interested in trying it than I would be on PC. And I don't know why I'm saying that, because I don't like League generally whenever I've tried to pick it up. But sometimes control scheme is a big deal for me, and controllers are sometimes that's just what I'm in the mood for. So throw it on my Steam Deck, play a little MOBA with somebody. I'd probably only play 2-3 matches and get out and be mad that Heroes doesn't have it, because I'd rather play Heroes, if I'm honest.
Yeah. No, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm not trying to, I realize it's League and we're not super into League and stuff, but it's just,
no harm, no shade to
like
League. It's just
they're pretty closely tied together in a weird way, given that they're both in the Game Pass store. And I don't know. I just thought, hey, we could do. I think a lot of these isometric games are moving to controller support.
Yeah, I think
like
so
that
too.
old this isn't a console game. Don't put controller controls in my,
that genie's out of the
whatever
bottle.
isometric game. Like that's kind of done, and that'd be cool.
Yeah, we're all. In fact, now if they don't include controller support, I get annoyed. I'm like, why wouldn't you guys do that? It's not just because of the deck either. It's just like it's kind of built in. These engines have built-in controller scheme support stuff. It's just like no reason not to, unless it's a game.
I know you like it. In fact, it's been kind of nice because I'll go to a game and I'll go, should I use controller for this or should I use mouse and keyboard?
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, Scott recommended this game. I guarantee you it has good controller support.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
And that's not a dig.
No,
that's
no.
100% like it's just like I know you like that. And I know that's important to you, so there's a decent chance that if I'm playing a game you recommended and I'm not sure if I should play controller or not, it probably plays well on a controller.
Yeah, sometimes I'll see a game and it'll say dual stick shooter, but it's keyboard only. And I'm not saying that that's a bad way to play one of these. Aim with your mouse, shoot with your, move WASD and use your freaking space bar to shoot, whatever. That's all fine. But I'm not going to play it.
Like I don't. Yeah.
I want what works best for the situation. In the same way, I don't really want to play a strategy game or what's the one with the beavers? Log Turner, Timberborn.
That's the game with the beavers.
Yeah, Farthest Frontier.
I want to play those with a mouse and keyboard 100% of the time. And there are going to be people who say, well, if there's controller support, maybe you would try it. There are some cases of those, but I do generally prefer those that way. I don't want to play Shapes 2 with a Z with the controller. So yeah. I understand that I just like when their best case scenarios are being used in the way that they should be. And in the case of like a dual stick shooter, don't tell me to play that with a mouse and keyboard. I'd rather eat glass. That's terrible. F that.
Yeah.
But games like, Diablos and your action RPGs, I mean, they lend themselves well to a controller. So
as a PC first person, I'm pro keybinds, and that includes letting people use a controller. Like flexibility. Go. Yeah,
that's right.
Mainly inflexibility is the enemy. So that's agnostic to whatever kind of philosophy you have, PC or console gamer or whatever.
That's true of my lower back.
There's only one solid rule when it comes to mouse and keyboard versus controller.
What's that?
And that is real Yakuza use a controller.
They've gotten away from that, actually. I think in the later games they've gotten away from that because of they've gone pretty woke.
They got some blowback on the.
They don't want to I think so. I think you notice a total shift in like older games to like newer games in terms of like the kind of humor where it's like, it's just more open-minded.
Was it not in the last one? I thought it was still in. I know it was in Like a Dragon. I thought I read remember on anything.
I thought I read something saying they're like moving away from that just because it is like gatekeepy and Yakuza.
I never took it as gatekeepy. I always took it as, hey, this is a fun way to use a.
Me too.
A fun way to say, hey, this game plays better on a controller.
Yeah, me too. But I think people we get taken out of context, so I'm sure they get letters from angry like keyboard users like,
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you say that the keyboard and mouse is not a viable way to play?
Why is he have that accent? What is that accent for that guy?
I don't know.
Beau has been doing wild voices for everybody. Beau is just over there spinning straw man.
Yeah, we're getting some good
and
ones
they all
today.
have wild voices.
I love it.
They're really good.
Maybe it's the iced tea I'm drinking today. It might just be.
Could be.
Beau needs to do another D&D show. He clearly
It's
needs
only-
an outlet for funny voices.
Yeah.
It's only 36 grams of sugar in the whole can, and I'm halfway done.
That's actually kind of a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
36
I'm having too much
grams.
sugar.
Holy
I
shit.
usually drink Coke Zeros and have no sugar in my coffee, so I'm actually probably on a sugar high right now.
That's funny.
Oopsies.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We're going to take a break.
Oh, wait,
Go ahead.
I know you're trying to manage the show, but I'll be real quick. John, there's a Vampire Survivors board game. Done. All right. Go Google it.
Anyway. Yeah, I figured that was one we
I
could
know you're
bump.
trying to cut for time, but he loves Vampire Survivors, and I wanted to make
John, do you want to go buy this board game? Do you want to get it?
I'll look into it. I don't know.
I want to get to it. As someone who likes to slay the Spire board game, I can tell you board game versions of your favorite games can be pretty awesome. So.
I don't know how it would work, but I'm not going to dismiss it outright.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well, there you have
Well,
it.
you do with it what you will. I'm not buying it, but I still thought it was pretty cool. When you get a favorite
As
game and there's a
Chad has suggested, was it made in a weekend?
probably.
It wasn't printed in a weekend. They take forever, but made probably. Yeah. Fair point. I'm trying to think.
Free Rangers, that was good.
Yeah,
That
was
proper
good.
shout out to Free Rangers for calling back to the weekend.
That's right. All right. Now we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, we're going to spend some time with Dear Martha. We're going to have another contest today. John and I, or Beau and I, are going to be put to the test. Can't wait to see how we do. After that, games we played this week, couple of texts, some other fun stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. It's time for a Dear Martha. Now, if you don't know what that is, well, you'll quickly understand because John's going to take the mic and test us and do it in a way that fans of the old Civil War documentary by Ken Burns will surely understand. John, take it away.
We are going to continue to play Find the Flaw because we have a dead heat. Scott with 3 points.
Yeah.
Beau with 3 points after they both got half a point last week.
Good Lord.
Fantastic. What an epic battle as they both scored almost a point each. So here's the way it's going to work. I'm going to read a letter. In this letter is an error that needs to be corrected. And the first person to buzz in and tell me what the error is will get the point.
Excellent. Let's do it.
Everybody clear? Let's do it. I think this one's going to be easy. I think you guys will get this. So be ready to buzz in.
All right.
So this is going to be good.
All right, here we go. Oh, where's the music? Shit, it's not playing. Why? Oh, sorry. There it is.
My dearest Martha, I'm tired. I need sleep. And instead, I'm writing you this stupid letter. I guess having a week off has really given me proper perspective about what a dumb waste of time this is. But an even dumber waste of time is trying to figure out a game topic that fits in the weird Venn diagram of your interests. So, today's letter is all about Batman the video game for the NES. That's right, Batman. A video game about a guy who typically is shown to wear black or blue and gray, now being depicted as purple for some reason. And while that seems silly, am I totally alone in thinking that purple Batman was kinda awesome looking? Anyway, this game was made by Sunsoft, the same people that subjected you to Fester's Quest. It was presented as a tie-in to the '89 Batman movie, but the game was very different. It included a lot of characters not seen in the movie as enemies in the game, like Deadshot, Maxi Zeus, Heatwave, and KG Beast. While these were notable appearances, they were strangely not bosses. Instead, the game used various machines as bosses, and some lesser-known Batman rogues like Killer Moth, Electrocutioner, and Firebug, who was intended to be the final boss until an effort to connect the film saw the Joker added as the big bad. The term Big Bad is extra appropriate too because in this game, Joker towers over Batman, who only comes up to about his chest. Of course, he also has his comically long-barreled gun from the movie, but unlike the movie, you do have to watch out for his ability to summon lightning. The game was often compared to Ninja Gaiden as a difficult side-scroller with wall grappling mechanics. Maybe my favorite detail is that because it was tied to the movie, the game also credits the Joker as killing Bruce Wayne's parents instead of Jack Napier. Because a man will only dress up as a bat and fight a killer clown if he also has a deeply personal connection to this man. Anyway, that's the game. This was the letter. You can all now chill. Yours in this life and the next, Joker Boys 69 Raffle.
Oh, man. That last name is it's like 4chan levels of naming conventions.
Yeah, get it in there. All right, there's the letter. If you want to see it, you want to look at it, I think this is an easy one. First one to buzz in gets it.
All right, paste it in there. Let's see what we got. Did anything jump at you, Beau, to buzz in for you?
No. Well, Fester's Quest jumped out at me because I'm like, I remember I played that game back in the day and liked it. Wow.
I think it's correct that Sunsoft did that game. I wrote that, I doodled that down as a possible thing, but I'm pretty sure that was Sunsoft.
I think it's a Sunsoft. The Batman movie.
Let me look at the letter. The villain, something in there threw me off. Is it in there? Oh, it is. Okay. So okay, and you say this is easy.
I think it's easy, but I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody in here sounds like real bosses to me, except for, was it Killer Moth? Hold on. Oh, you didn't say Killer Moth. Deadshot, Maxi Zeus, Heatwave, and KG Beast.
I mean, I cannot verify those bosses. I have no memory of any of them.
Oh yeah, you did. That's where I heard it. Killer Moth down here.
Killer
Okay.
Moth, Electrocutioner, and Firebug. Damn
it!
Killer Moth wasn't just like a character you fought. He was a boss. They made Killer Moth a boss.
Yeah.
According to this letter, you can always buzz in if you think that's BS.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'll make I'm gonna buzz in. Hold on. Here we go.
All right.
Oops.
Barry.
I'll buzz in with Barry. I think
Chill.
that the Joker is not the final boss because this was before the movie, and the movie changed it or would have changed it. Is that it?
Nope. This came out after the movie, and they did add the Joker as the final boss.
Damn it. Okay. Joker Heatwave.
Chat, if you know it, put it in the chat. I don't think anybody.
You haven't gotten anything
Scott,
yet?
do you want to show them the letter so they have a chance to read it?
I like doing this too. I don't know why I forgot. I like showing the letter so I can mark it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beau, you got one coming out?
I cannot pick anything out of this.
All right, so there's your letter. I'm going to pull up the marker. And I'm going to think about this for a second. So, okay.
I'm pretty sure I played this, but I have zero memory of it at all.
Okay, you said that there's a whole thing about Joker killing Bruce's parents, which was also in the movie, which was garbage. That part of it, I mean, I hated that. Instead of Jack Napier because the man only dressed up as a bad funny clown. Excuse me. Is it okay? I have an idea.
Okay, Scott. Yes, Scott. What is your idea?
Is it this right here where it claims that there were wall grappling mechanics? That's not true.
There were absolutely wall grappling mechanics.
Shit.
All right.
I really thought you were going to get it.
All right. I
have a-
Believed in you. Yep,
I have
go ahead, Beau.
It's a Hail Mary.
Okay.
Is Joker taller than what is stated here? Batman
No,
only
that's
comes up to his
about
chest.
accurate. Yeah, he comes up to about his chest.
Is a Hail Mary. I really can't.
Killer moth, electricianer, firebug. Any of these could be real or not because I don't remember. Deadshot. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say Deadshot's not in there.
Deadshot, according to 2 Wikipedias that I checked, is in there as a enemy you can fight.
All right. Well, F that.
So he is purple. I believe that. The game was made by Sunsoft. Yep.
I like Dr. Calhoun's guess. The lie is he isn't tired and doesn't need sleep. I wrote it yesterday, and it was very true yesterday. It's not as true today.
Okay. That's funny.
Comically long-barreled gun from the movie. Unlike the movie, you do have to watch out for his ability to summon lightning. I mean, he doesn't summon the Final Fantasy character Lightning, so is that the false one? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, he does summon lightning. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think Joker's well-known ability to summon lightning is in full force.
You can't summon Lassie.
Okay, do you guys want to give up the potential for a full point?
It's this part down here at the bottom where it says you can now all chill. That definitely isn't true, right?
No, you can all chill if you want.
Chill is not a reference to Mr. Freeze.
No.
That's the falsehood.
No.
For half a point, I'm going to ask you a question and you can get half a point.
All right.
Who killed Batman's parents in the comic books?
In the comics... Oh, wait. Jack Napier is... Oh, shit. I know this.
Go ahead, Scott.
The Joker's real name, at least in much of the comic backlog, is Jack Napier. I don't know who the character who killed Bruce Wayne's parents, but Jack Napier is the Joker just before his Joker persona.
It was Toby.
Right?
Scott, I'm gonna give you your half a point. I asked you a question and you did identify where the flaw is. It is with saying Joker is killing Bruce Wayne's parents instead of Jack Napier. Jack Napier is the name of the Joker in it, so he is not who typically kills Bruce Wayne's parents.
Right.
In fact, the person who normally kills Bruce Wayne's parents, and I'll just go ahead and highlight part of this here, this weirdly capitalized Chill here, is none other than Joe Chill, which I wrote both Joe and Chill right next to each other in this letter, just to maybe give you a little hint.
Oh, shit. Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, I wouldn't have. I don't know Joker's real name, so.
But that puts me up half a point higher than Beau right now, right? Is that the deal?
Yeah, but it sounds like I got to give Beau one a little more in his wheelhouse next time.
Well,
no, you earned the point. I don't, or a half point. I don't get any points.
Joe Chill is a bad name.
You have no idea. I might have been like, I played this game 5 times. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah, we didn't know. We don't know your love.
And
of
yes,
Batman
I
is.
do know that in the comics, Jack Napier, like, we do not have an actual name for Joker in the comics, but in the movie, he was called Jack Napier.
No, you basically, what you wrote there was that you could rewrite the sentence to be like, the movie, the game also credits the Joker as killing Bruce Wayne's parents instead of the Joker.
Yeah,
that's what you wrote.
That's basically what he wrote. Yeah,
that's what I wrote.
Yep. That's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah.
I gotta remember you're gonna do wordplay.
It was a good one. I just don't know Joker's real name, or evidently I don't know who killed Batman's parents. I always thought it was a random thug, but
it was. His name was Joe Chill, though.
Yeah, it kind of random.
Are you random if your name is Joe Chill? I feel like I feel like you're a leading character of some kind.
Yeah, it feels like the before Captain Cold, you were Joe Chill, but
yeah.
That's not the actual character. All right. Well, that was actually really good. That was clever. And I'm ahead now. So take that, Beau. Put that in your cheese and melt it.
I have by half a point.
All
the
right,
half points are just rolling in right now.
Yeah. Get ready for...
Well, that's your fault. You've designed the game for 1 to be the maximum pointage. It's not like we can get 10 or something.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong. All right. Well, let's get into the games we played this week. Nothing shared this week, although I was going to spend some time. I installed it, bought it, installed it, and just haven't launched. What's it called? My brain. Titan Quest 2. I was going to play Titan Quest 2 this week. It's all ready to go. I just haven't played it yet.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I bought that. I need to do that, too.
Yeah.
There was a potential there.
I had full intents and purposes. I was going to play it, and I just Never got around to it. Partially
It's
because
August.
yeah,
It's August.
it's August. It's a weird time of year. Plus, I played another 18 hours of Shapes 2 with a Z.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Or Shapes with a Z too, is what I should say, I guess. Yeah, that game is. It always went through these moments of getting its claws in me. Right now, it has them deep. I've been building some incredibly complex. At least I think they are. Sorters, stackers, splitters. Just automating the hell out of my shape factory, and made some real gnarly ones too. Like I have a stacker right now that gives me full. What's the word? Full efficiency in terms of how many I can get on a belt at once. But it looks like a Frankenstein mess. Like it's just a big old nasty piece of thing. But it's all 3 levels. If you have 3 levels unlocked, only Shapes people will know this. And it fits on a 2 grider, like a 2-piece grid thing. And it just is so awesome. And then I just repeat that thing all over, and I can stack anything in no time at all. Anyway, it's a long story.
Sorry, that's just for me and the shapers.
Yeah, all the shapers.
You normies wouldn't understand it, but
Yeah.
the shapers think that's badass.
You guys wouldn't get it. So it was another 18 hours of Tsushima burning to the ground.
I mean, I think the people of Tsushima will take solace that, yes, they may die. Yes, the Mongols may invade, but at least Scott made a really cool machine.
Yeah, they'll be happy that I figured out a way to stack shapes on top of each other.
His automation is so good. I at least can die knowing this.
There's a little bit of that. But yeah, I love this game. If this game comes out of early access this calendar year, I mean, I have to put it in my top 3 games. It might even be number 1. I don't know. It depends if it comes out early access or not. But I love this game, so I played a bunch more of that. I did play a new game this week, though. Liam O'Brien made a recommendation one night. I'm just chilling, watching TV with my wife, and he sends me a text and says, "Dude, he is coming." And I went,
Are you sure it was a recommendation and not just a statement of what was going on?
it was either like maybe it was religious, maybe it was sexual. I didn't know. So I'm like, "What are we talking? A game?" And he goes, "Oh, you have to play it." And I went and got it. And he kept comparing it to like a combination of Loop Hero and some other stuff, and that it had this amazing art style and sound and everything and music.
I love the look of this.
Yeah, it looks so neat. And even at first glance, I was just like, "Oh, what do we got going here?" So I grabbed it. I'll play a little of the sound for you too.
Oh, I can hear it. Yeah, it sounds good.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let me fix this thing. This is wrong. No. Let's go back. Default. There we go. Anyway,
check out this gameplay.
look at this gameplay in this video game. So this game is like very retro on purpose, but the difference between this and Loop Hero is that Loop Hero is all about the same loop. You get a random one at the beginning, but you're just building around the loop while your hero auto goes around the loop, and you're setting up stuff while he does it. You're pausing at times to put structures up or deal with loot that is dropped, that sort of thing. This is different than that in that your little dude isn't auto going anywhere. You're telling him where to go. And the biome is more like a map you would explore. And so it's still kind of turn-based, so you're going, kind of in a grid, but you're exploring this forest in this particular case. There are other biomes. And in there are treasure chests to open. In this case, he just got a crystal ball, which will tell him where an important thing is later on the map. And then there's little red icons that represent spiders or bugs or bears or whatever it is you have to fight. And you choose to fight them. It's not a thing you're not just running through it like Loop Hero. You're actually initiating these fights. And so there is some strategy to avoiding fights sometimes because maybe you're low on health or you don't have the weapon you want yet or whatever it is. So you can kind of go around the long way. And sometimes they'll follow you. Sometimes they'll catch up to you. Oftentimes you'll outrun them like an MMO, and they'll what do they call that in MMOs when they go back? They'll leash and go back. And the fight screen that you see is automatable in that I can have it auto-resolve instead of going to the screen every time and having the little back and forth. It's also a speed thing on. You can see up top how fast it goes. It's like at the maximum. So if you want to watch every fight happen side to side like that, you can do that. But there's an option pretty early on where you just, in the controller case, you just hit Y and it will auto-resolve the fights of the mobs that are just average. Eventually, though, your day ends or your day-night cycle at the top ends and you have to fight a boss. and how smart you were about what you did while you were in the day-night cycle, how many items you picked up, which ones you decided to keep, what your build looks like, your damage output. All of that will go to how well you're going to do in that fight. And that fight is inevitable, and that fight you have to watch. But it's auto-fighting once you're there. You don't really do anything. You just kind of have the build you've built. And then the fights resolve themselves. Well, with the bosses, they're much harder, and it takes a little longer. And hopefully you've spec'd yourself well enough to beat that boss. This guy's about to do it. You'll see it pop on the screen here in a second. And then do it again, and things get harder, and you have new biomes to deal with, and now there's portals, and there's ways to port around the map and go to secret places or caves, and all this kind of exploration stuff mixed with that kind of loop hero, like do this until there's a boss to fight. It is that. Oh, he did bad. He lost.
Oh, he lost. He lost immediately.
Yeah, but it's got this really cool, almost CGI art style. Very colorful. Very, it's very old school on purpose. The very chiptune soundtrack and the sound effects and all that other stuff. Definitely going for a certain vibe. I found myself just completely enthralled with this and laid in bed for way too long. I have a crick from this. My neck hurts.
Oh, you got a crick in your neck.
A crick in my neck.
Yeah.
That's what I meant
I like
to say.
that you said your Nick hurts in this game. You played so
son
much
hurts.
of this game that your son is in pain.
Yeah, Nick hasn't been in pain since I started playing it.
Dad, are you playing too much of that game? Because I'm feeling a little off today.
Yeah, the good news is this thing is only $10, so it's cheap. It scratches the very specific itch of some RNG, loot, constantly getting loot, and deciding whether you want to replace items or keep what you got. Full controller support, so Steam Deck, natural fit, no issues. You can play with the mouse and keyboard if you want. The combat isn't anything special, but it's kind of not the point. The point is, like, how are you going to equip yourself for this fight? And then when they let you auto fight stuff, then you don't feel like you're wasting any time doing anything. You're just sort of like, okay, I can beat these. I'll beat that guy. But you get a little result after you beat him. It'll say, oh, you lost 4 life points, or you gained 5, or he dropped a bunch of gold. Like, you'll know what the result of the fight was. You just don't have to sit through the animation. Not that it's that long to begin with, but game is very, very cool. There's a multiplayer mode, and this was the weirdest thing I found out about this game that actually really caught me. So I really like this. The single player mode's great. Been playing the hell out of it. In multiplayer, you do an asynchronous mode where other people are doing the map you're doing now, and they may have done it earlier in the day.
Okay.
But you're doing it, and you clear it, and you get to what would be the final boss. Well, the final boss is the other player who was here to see how well you did versus him in the same exact area with the same drops, the same options, the same potential. And then that fight resolves.
Who made him come better?
Yeah. yeah. Who made, because he is coming.
The boss.
Yeah, the boss.
The boss in this case.
Yeah.
Who made him come the best.
Yeah. And I did quite well in this mode. I was surprised how well I was doing until I wasn't. Got my ass handed to me at some point, but just a really creative, interesting take on this stuff, and I found myself super into it. It's very good. So I'm gonna put this one in the big thumbs up category. Liam O'Brien was correct. This is a good game, and you guys should play it. It is called He Is Coming. All right. It's an unfortunate name a little bit.
I think it's a brilliant name.
Yeah. It's
You're gonna remember that one.
Yeah.
And when it's all done, he came.
Yeah. I mean, in the reviews, while it's reviewing really well, there are quite a few reviews that are having a lot of fun at this for the sake of the name, as you might imagine. Then finally, this week, I got this game from Metanefros. Metanefros, is that how you'd say it? He sent me this game.
Would be my guess.
He sent me a game called Time Flies, and it's about being a fly.
I was also gifted this game. I haven't played it yet.
It's freaking weird. So I'm going to play a little of the sound. It's mostly just the sound of a fly. It's almost kind of annoying.
Like a fly.
Like a fly. As you can see, it's this very black and white, stark art style. And as a fly, you're flying around trying to navigate this house, and you're actually directly controlling it. Oh, he's screwing up there. Don't be dumb. There you go. Sorry, it's hard for me to not critique other people playing it, but you'll find things like, for example, this grandfather clock, and you'll find that you can push the hand backwards and roll time back, so now you have more time, and the time that you have is determined on what you put as the place you live. So if the default, I think, here is the U.S., but you can choose anywhere else, like the United Kingdom. Your flies live for an average of 80. I think it's 80 hours, but they're represented here as seconds. So you get 80 seconds to survive. If it's the U.S., it's 76 point something. They're all over the world. You can choose whatever you want. You have to just hurry up and fly around the house and find out what stuff is on your bucket list. And you won't know till you try it. So in this case, he just turned on a record player and then rode on the record, and that cleared the go on tour.
That's
thing.
nice.
Yep.
This is neat.
It's very cool.
I saw this game and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll get to it. This seems actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It feels like
might bump up on the priority to try out.
You might quickly get through it. You might take you a while. There's lots of hidden stuff, and that's the idea, is to find like right there. See that? It took me forever to find that hole in the floor, but there's a little bit of perspective there that tells you there's a missing tile. So you go downstairs and try to find it. There's some genuinely funny moments where I'll fly under a dripping faucet and one of the drops will hit me and I'm dead. That's it. You're just dead. And you hear the buzzing stop and you're in the sink now or whatever it is. Like, this guy's going to get killed. Yeah, he's dead now. That was bad.
He's done. Yeah.
And so you start over as a new fly, and the corpses of the previous flies that have died are still there. They're all laying around the places you've died. And he's going to die here too. That was really dumb.
Yep, done.
I feel like flypaper is easily avoidable, but that guy didn't know what to do there. Anyway, there's just a lot of crazy stuff to try to do in this timer, and I don't even like timers, but the way it's presented it really caught me.
Does it refresh your bucket list when you get a new fly?
It does, so you have to still go do it, but you know it now, so you rip through it, and it doesn't take all the time to tell you did it anymore. It'll tell you did, but there's not like the big presentation.
It's like a trial and error.
Is it a random bucket list, or once you complete the items on the bucket list, you're done?
Best I can tell, that it is once you complete them, you're done. I think there are multiples though. They're also this house has multiple floors, and I still haven't finished it yet. See, there's one where learn an instrument, so he just rubbed against a guitar. That was on his bucket list. He now knows to do these things, so he's using his time better. He also should be going to the clocks and turning the time back, because that will reset a bunch of seconds. Then you'll have more time to try to accomplish stuff. Because I've done a bunch of this, I've already seen about 5 things he's missed, which is fine. That's the point. You're supposed to...
Yeah, you got to discover. It's the joy of discovery. So you don't want to give too much away if people try this.
Exactly. And him sitting on the couch there for a little while was just enough to be a bucket list of take a seat, or whatever it is. Here he is doing the timer, so that's pretty cool. So you just actually physically push the second hand to give you a little bit more time. Anyway, there's a kitchen. He's not there yet, but you'll deal with stuff in there. I have to become friends with ants. There's a whole thing. And eventually, if you're good at...
Don't give too much away.
Yeah.
Again, if people try this, you don't want them to know all the things.
Yeah. I don't want to give anything away too much than I've already shown. What I've shown is pretty early on, so you're going to find most of that stuff pretty quick. I'm going to keep playing it because I think it's not meant to be a giant long thing. I mean, in theory, the game's over in 80 seconds if I can just do it. It's cool, though. It's a cool little idea. It made me laugh out loud. A couple of deaths were just funny. And it really gets the idea of an annoying fly in the house. Like, it really understands it. Yeah. It's called Time Flies, and it's very cool. So huge thanks to him for gifting me that. Sounds like John got one as well. That was very, very nice of him.
It was gifted to me as well, so thank you.
Oh, everybody got flies. Look, they understand the 3 host thing. That's good.
There's 3 hosts on the show.
Thanks, Metamorphos, or however you say your name.
Metanephros.
Thank you. John, kind of sticking in the old favorite. It feels like everybody played their old favorites this week.
Yeah, it was a comfort week for me. There was not a lot of stuff that was new that was like, I want to branch out and try something new, but I'm going to be honest with you. The biggest problem is I just played Final Fantasy XII. I've been putting up my playthrough of it on YouTube in about 2-hour chunks, but I've also, like I usually do in Final Fantasy games, when it gets to a spot where you can kind of grind and it would just be hours of me sitting there just, fighting mobs or whatever, which isn't mandatory in Final Fantasy. That is one thing that I think a lot of people, when you talk about JRPGs, there's a little bit of it here and there, and like different games, different requirements, but like the idea that you have to sit there and just fight enemies over and over again isn't always true. It might be true depending on some of your goals, but I really like to be overpowered. I think there's nothing more fun in a JRPG than for them to be like, look at this tough boss. It's like, watch me auto attack him to death. So I like to do a lot of, grinding out levels and stuff. And so I've been playing a lot offline too, just going through old dungeons. This game has a really satisfying, like you can set up the gambit system so your team will automatically do things you want them to do, so you don't have to worry too much about, like, oh, but what if I get poisoned? I'll suddenly be dead. Well, you can set up your healer to have an auto gambit where if somebody gets poisoned, they cast a heal on them so they aren't poisoned anymore. And with that system, it means you can just you can press the fast forward button, which goes 4 times speed on the game, and you can just cruise through a dungeon super fast. And next thing you know, you've really, you've breezed through, you got a bunch of levels, you got a bunch of gear. Again, it's my taste. It's how I want to play it. That's what I like.
Yeah.
So this game is actually very well suited for that particular play style. You don't have to play it that way, but it is a very good one for that. And as a result, I've been just goofing around in this game, and I think people have grossly undersold Final Fantasy XII. I had some people, when I said I was going to play this, say, oh, you're about to play the worst one. That seems insane to me. I think this game is maybe one of my best initial experiences with a Final Fantasy in a long time.
Oh, wow.
I really like it.
That's high praise. Did you end up modding it up and all that stuff you were talking about, maybe?
Nope, not doing any mods. I looked into some of them, and most people were generally kind of like, you know what, it's fine. It's like, especially with the Zodiac edition, that's the current one that's out. It fixed a lot of the problems that exist with the game, and so I just sort of stick with it, and it's fine. So, yeah, I'm having a ton of fun, and I can't put it down, and that's part of the reason why I didn't play much else this week. I did get back into Final Fantasy X too for a stream, but that game feels like this game half-baked. It's kind of that. It's kind of that first step out of turn-based into more, action-y combat, but it hasn't quite figured out how to get that to play in the most satisfactory way. This game, really, I feel like they got it figured out better. So I'm just having a great time with it. I was like, I got a little bit of time before the show today, and this running around in this game is what I was doing. I think they really nail most of what they set out to achieve with it.
That's great.
And when it's done, assuming the quality sticks, this is likely going to be very, very high on my list of favorite Final Fantasy games.
That's great. Very, very nice.
We'll see where it all lands.
I think it really actually does look pretty damn good. I was going to assume you did some mods, but it actually looks these scenes which are rendered in engine. These look nice.
Yeah.
It's clearly older, but it doesn't I'm not going, oh man, we've really come a long way. It's kind of artistically holding up.
Yeah, and this is from the PlayStation 2, that's the era we're talking about. We're talking about PS2 games.
Yeah.
And in general, I think it still looks really good. It plays fantastically. I had a lot of people, I think there's a big common criticism that's it's just an MMO without the online component. I think that sells the game really, really short. I think people mistake the fact that there's no random encounters and that all the enemies are in the overworld and they drop loot and stuff like that. I think it came out in a time where MMOs were very popular. Obviously, it followed the Final Fantasy MMO. So as a result, it kind of has this feeling of 1 foot in that genre, but I think it feels way more like an action RPG, like a modern action RPG than an MMO, in my opinion. I really like it. And the characters are great. I think the worst character is the main character, and even he's not that bad. He's just like a blank slate. Like, all the other characters have these big personalities. You know, you've got Balthier, who's, you know, this Han Solo-esque rogue with a bit of a heart of gold, and, you know, he thinks he's the main, he calls himself the main character constantly. Like, he's over the top, and you know, you've got the fallen knight who's considered a traitor, the princess in hiding. It is Star Wars. And then you got Vaughn, who is along for the ride. Like, that's sort of his character, is like, he's going to ask questions so that people will explain things to you, and he is going to be there too. But strangely, I really took to making him my main character, so he's higher level and better at everything than everybody. So he's the blandest, like, youngest character, but he's also the most skilled and the biggest badass on the team. So he gets to go along regardless.
Does this iteration of the series or the game have a Cid or no Cid?
There is a Cid, I think. I don't remember which game has Cid as a villain. I know Cid has been a villain at least once. This might be it, because so far the only Cid I've seen is interacting with the bad guys. Although this game's a little better with its good guys, bad guys. Like, that's the other thing, is this game has a much more nuanced approach, even though it does get compared to Star Wars, I think, accurately, because there is rebels versus the Empire.
Yeah.
One thing this game does very well is the Empire isn't shown as, it's just bad people all across the board.
Yeah.
Like, they seem to genuinely have motivations, some of them for good, some of them for ill. Like, they are genuinely trying to figure this stuff out in a lot of ways. So there is nuance to it. So Cid being with the Empire doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad guy, but there's a part of me that's like, is he a bad guy? He might be a bad guy this time. But I've seen him. He's an okay Cid from what I've seen so far.
Good Cid. Better than a bad Cid.
Yeah, he's not the friggin' headmaster of the school Cid. That Cid was a lame
Nobody
Cid.
likes that Cid. That's a garbage
No.
Cid.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know why I'm tempted, but I kind of want to play that game. I love the look of it.
Honestly, I think you would like it, Scott, because the game you just talked about, he is coming.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm playing this game. Like, when you were talking about, I'm just running around, picking up loot, making decisions.
Yeah.
This is that with more steps. Like, there's a license grid and, you know, like typical RPG stuff. But I'm just running around places killing monsters and doing stuff like that.
That sounds kind of awesome. But also, it's not when people mean this negatively, I don't understand it. When they say, here's a Final Fantasy game that plays a lot like mechanically and open worldy like an MMO that's just offline, that's actually a selling point to me. Like, I like the sound of that. That sounds fun. And I just really like the look of it. So that may be a thing I do. I don't know. I got Tsushima burns. I'm making factories. What are you going to do?
When are you going to go to Final Fantasy XII? You should try it.
Yeah.
Just see what you think.
See what
Wait
happens.
for it to go on sale. Maybe save Tsushima.
Yeah. Maybe
Here's
that's the
why
way.
you need to save Tsushima, Scott. Not because I told you need to do it.
Yeah.
Not because we're in a competition, because that's well over.
Right.
Not because you're going to hear about it even worse if I beat Final Fantasy XII before you save Tsushima. You just need to get to a point where you can talk about video games and give your opinion and be like, I think this is cool, without it immediately being followed with, so when's Tsushima going to get saved?
Yeah, those days, there will come a day. I feel it in my soul that I am not far from this day. But is today that day? Probably not.
No, Tsushima still burns.
Yeah, it still burns. I did want to show you guys something. Let's see if I can get it to work. Yeah, I think this will work. This is my stacker. I forgot I made a video of this. Hold on. Here we go. So let me restart the video.
Shapes with a Z.
Here we go.
Okay, we
This is
talked
it.
about
This is
Tsushima, so now we got to talk about Shapes with
Yeah,
a Z.
we definitely need. Okay, there it is. Look at this thing. So I've got shapes flying up from. I'll repeat it again. From the other side, these red ones and these green ones, they have to be stacked, and so the goal is to have as many green ones and red ones being stacked on top of each other as possible, and then pooping out that other end over there. back to
Is that whole thing just to stack the red one on the green one?
the green one. Yes, and you could use it for any colors, right? So
I feel like it doesn't have to look so complicated.
I'm almost certain that I could simplify it. But
no, don't because it's cool. Like they're shooting all over the place, right?
yeah.
Like
I got them flying.
The fun is like not making a boring ass efficient thing, but being like pew 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 pew.
Yeah,
So, yeah. No,
I'm just a
not
big.
at all.
I'm a
It's
big
so
fan.
funny because that clip, you posted it in our Discord. It's exactly what I was thinking of because you posted it and you clearly wanted people to be like, man, that's cool. You're building cool things. And the first comment was, Tsushima's never going to
Yeah, I know. I'm never going to get I need to beat that game just for my own sanity.
At this point. People are just, it's a meme. It's okay.
I know.
Just do what your heart desires.
Well, clearly I'm doing what I want, but I want to, I do want to
feel bad about it.
I don't feel that bad. It's just sort of one of those things. It's fine. People can razz me all they want. And then one day when I do beat it, well, what are they all going to do? Just shut up suddenly? No.
That's the hard part is everybody's going to have to figure out what to do next with their life.
Oh, gosh. I can't wait to find out. Well, anyway, that sounds good, John. What else you get up to? Oh, Fortnite, little Fortnite.
I'm playing the new season of Fortnite. Now, it's not uncommon for me to play Fortnite. I don't usually talk about it because I don't usually have new things to talk about. But I did get into this season because I'm going through the battle pass because I am being targeted for money. And I have to get the Green Ranger skin.
Damn.
It's in the battle pass. I gotta get that. I gotta get the Green Ranger.
How can
skin.
you resist such a thing? I don't even understand.
You can't. Like, look, that battle pass isn't going to be forever because Fortnite wrongly gets rid of their battle passes and you can never get them back. So now is the time to strike. I missed Optimus Prime. Now I got to get my Green Ranger while the iron is hot. But I actually think this is a pretty decent season of Fortnite. In terms of, I mean, it's kind of hard to gauge what is a good season versus a bad season. I don't play it enough to get really into the technicalities of it where I can go, that's a good season, that's a bad season. It's just sort of a temperature check. Like, I've played it. I think it's all right. Like, it's a pretty decent one. The guns are a little broken at the moment, but they're apparently fixing them. They put in a shotgun pistol, which reminds me of PlanetSide a little too much, but...
Oh.
Yeah, remember when they had that shotgun that the whole thing was supposed to be, well, it spreads, so it's not bad. The the Neo conglomerate could use it like a sniper rifle.
It's called mag cutter, maybe something like that.
I don't remember what it was, but it was a shotgun.
Yeah.
Like they gave us little machine guns that sucked butt, and then they gave them a shotgun that could kill you from 100 meters away.
What does this machine gun do?
Yeah.
It sucks your butt.
They did like the StarCraft thing where each empire had like mechanics and guns that were reflective of the empire, right? So with New Conglomerate, it was shotguns.
Yeah.
There was a neutral sweeper shotgun all the empires could use, but I didn't know what you're talking about. There was a pistol shotgun.
I don't know if it was a pistol, but you could use it from like, it was just unfair. You'd be sitting there because the miniguns were what our faction used. It was all miniguns and stuff like that. And it would have this massive radius and you'd have to do so much damage you have to be so close and do that. But the friggin' shotgun, they'd hit you from the outside of a base and you're like, how did I get shotgunned to death? There was nobody near me.
Well, it might be the sweeper. The sweeper had a very tight spread.
Yeah, that sounds like what it is. So this is the same principle. There's a lot of shotguns this season that are really powerful, but I'm still having fun. Okay. They put in bugs. Helldivers even commented on it, where they kind of tongue-in-cheek referenced the fact that they were getting ripped off by this season of Fortnite. But they were like, hey, look, democracy, even if it's being copied, comes for us all.
Yeah.
So they were kind of playing with it a little bit, but... Yeah. It's no Helldivers. If you want to kill bugs, go play Helldivers.
Yeah,
if you want to play Fortnite and occasionally bugs show up, you play Fortnite.
We didn't bring it up, but there's some big whoop-de-doo going on with Helldivers and the launch for the Xbox, and I don't know it's on all platforms, that the new event or whatever it is, but there's something coming. Crap, I don't see it handy, but yeah, it kind of...
Green robots.
Green robots with bug legs on them. Yeah, I don't know what their plan is, but really this just gives us another excuse to play this. Which makes me want to play the game. So there's that.
Yeah. So that's what I played.
Very nice. Beau, what'd you get up to?
Yeah. So, not much new. I fell into the heroes hole, an H hole this week. You know, it happens sometimes where I go hard and I'm like, I should try something new for core, and I just kept playing heroes. So, you know, next week, guys.
I get it.
I did try a new game this week, but I playing a lot of Junkrat. Junkrat
he's awesome.
it's just a lot of fun when you put a grenade on someone and then knock them into your own base, and then everyone, you know, cheers.
I love the chaos. I mean, it's why I liked him.
Or
in
when
Overwatch,
you concussion mine someone in the air and then they die in the air,
Yeah.
or you die in the air and drop bombs on somebody and they die. You know, it's just
wait, is this the Junkrat that's based on the Junkrat in that famous shooter that John loves? Is this the one?
Overwatch. Yeah.
Oh shit, John!
My understanding is Overwatch got permission to use popular Heroes of the Storm character Junkrat for their shooter.
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
idea
see,
that he
Junkrat's
came from
good.
there. That's great. He is
You
great.
can hate Overwatch all you want, but Junkrat's pretty.
Yeah, he's awesome.
pretty
Well, that's good,
iconic.
man. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
So, but I've been playing a lot of heroes and just, you know, I don't know. It's just, I still like that game a lot. It's still really fun. I'm just like, I want to be doing this. Like, there's stuff I could be doing, but it's just a week for it. You know, I go through those phases and I'm having a week. However, I did play one new game. So we can talk about
all right. What'd you play?
a new game. It's a game called The Bazaar or The Bazaar.
Bazaar. Probably like you go
not
shop
Bizarre,
at the
but a
Bazaar.
Bazaar.
Yeah, I'm shopping at the Bazaar like that. Yeah.
Like you guys went to a bazaar in Single.
People can figure it out through context. You don't have to say it.
Yeah, you probably don't have to explain it. I think we're good. Now I'm confused, but I wasn't before.
The
Anyway,
Bazaar.
the Bazaar.
The bazaar. I don't know. It's a weird word. Okay?
The brazier. Yeah.
It's the bazaar.
Skeletal.
You made me choke on my own spit.
Little bazaar.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
So yeah. So what is this game? Well, it's been in development for quite a long time, and I don't really know much about the devs behind it, except I know there was a popular Hearthstone streamer who Raynad, who was also, I think, part of the founding or ownership of Tempo Storm, which was a pro team for Heroes of the Storm. There's your Heroes connective tissue.
Yeah.
I think it's Tempo making it. It says that on Steam. So I think it's like the actual esports team making this. And I think what happened was Hearthstone Battlegrounds came out, and they decided to make their own, and it's just taken a really long time to get out the door. It's been in beta for a long time, or whatever.
Oh, so this is a card? Is this a card thing? It's an
auto battler. So basically, I wouldn't call it a card game, although technically the things you're doing is cards, but it's essentially the closest analog is more like backpack battles.
Oh, I like that. I like that game.
Battles.
Yeah,
it's kind of a mix between Hearthstone Battlegrounds and backpack battles, where you have this board that looks like Legends of Runeterra, where just
a little bit, yeah.
We're just it's analogous to many games,
yeah.
But basically,
analogous. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Analogous? Is it analogous?
I think it's analogous, but I'll take whatever.
I'm having a sore throat. Can I have an analogous to help cure it up?
The cherry analogous.
The cherry analogous.
Analogous?
Yeah, analogous, I think is how you say it.
Beau's really going for a brand recently.
Yeah, I like it. Skeletal.
We're analogizing a lot of games.
Yeah, sure. I think it's okay. I think we're going with that.
I will be the Matt Berry of core if it kills me.
So anyways, basically what it is you fight like AI opponents and then sometimes other actual human opponents. And it's a roguelike in the sense that you have 10 days to adventure. And if you make it to 10 days, you get better rewards. And if you die sooner, you get lesser rewards. And just like how you join an 8-player pod in Hearthstone and, try to make it to first place just to win the match in Battlegrounds.
Do you have, sorry, let me ask you a quick question looking at it. Is it, I like auto battlers to some degree, but do you say there's sometimes real people, is it random? You don't know?
Yeah, so it's like basically you'll fight just like an AI opponent that's like
Yeah.
but not like an AI opponent, like Slay the Spire or something like that, where it's just like you fighting a challenger.
Okay.
But like basically, it consists of 10 days. A day consists of 6 hours, and usually that means like one AI fight, one fight versus a human opponent who might also be AI. I'm not entirely certain, but basically, and then in between, you'll like find chests. You'll go to the Bazaar or whatever the hell it's called to buy and sell things.
You had to write the
In
first
order
time.
to like,
Yeah.
in order to improve your,
Fun fact, they were originally going to call Amazon.com the Bazaar.
Yeah, the Bazaar.
Yeah.
And then Amazon, Amazon.
The Amazon.
Yeah.
So, so basically, what you do is you get items.
Yeah.
Like you buy items at the Bazaar, and you put them in your build, and they do things like give the weapon to your right like +8 every time it attacks, and so basically every item, if it isn't passive, has like a timer. Like every 4 seconds, it does its thing. It could be heal you, give you a shield, attack, boost the attack of something, give an item flying, give haste, and do reload ammo. Like you're basically kind of building this machine out of the items you have. And some items are small, and some items are medium, and some items are large. They take up more space, so you have to like decide, do I want, like I had a big boat. Like the weapons are kind of weird. Like you get guns and swords, but also I just had a boat that would just shoot cannons at the enemy. So it's like there's actually kind of a lot of personality. There's a gumball machine. Like there's like a really wild set of like items that you kind of build up. And then you get these passives, like you see next to the hero portrait, there's like these 6 slots.
Yeah.
You get more than one passive, so you can pick up all these passives while you're doing it. You're trying to make this like, unkillable build, like backpack battles, except you have a carpet instead of a backpack. And it's good. It's not.
Looks like fun. I kind of want to play it.
It is fun. I like it. I think my only critique is like the combat kind of goes by really fast, so it's hard to grok. One of the things I love about Hearthstone Battlegrounds, and I'm a big Hearthstone Battlegrounds fan. I think it's the best thing to come out of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Overall is Battlegrounds. And but what I like about Battlegrounds is even though it goes quick, it's very readable because each creature, like one goes first, and one of yours goes next, and one of theirs goes next. And even though it's going fast, you can follow what they do, especially once you understand all the cards. Like, oh, when this first takes damage, it gives Divine Shield to a random friendly minion. Like, you can process it quickly, even though it's going fast, and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
When I'm playing this right now, because everything's going off at the same time, like everything's on a cooldown, like you see their cooldowns charging up.
Yeah.
I can't follow half the time what's going on the screen. I think it's a real detriment to the game.
Oh, interesting.
But I think there's a community of people who do really enjoy this, so maybe that's just a me thing. But overall, it is kind of fun to like shop for items and pick. It's just sometimes in these games, if you want to do well, you have to understand like, the meta. Like Magic, like it's important to understand what are all the relevant cards to a format so you know what you're up against. And as you play more, you just learn them and then you're understanding. But because I'm new to the Bazaar, I don't know what's going on half the time when I'm playing because I'm still learning. But and I just find it's all happening a little too fast. But
someone in the chat says it's asynchronous multiplayer, just like I was talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's pretty casual friendly. Like, it's not live, so you can get up anytime if you have to go to the bathroom and just pause, like whatever.
Sure.
And, it's got a lot of personality. It's pretty cool. And yes, it has some like very like messed up monetization. It is. I don't know if it's going free to play right now. To get in, it costs me 25 Canadian, and they like give you a hero and the game. So I think.
It's not in early access, so it must be.
I think, yeah. I don't know. I have access to 4 heroes, and I think there's 2 heroes I'd have to buy. Buying the heroes is like $25. Now,
jeez,
it's not that expensive if you consider things like Fortnite skins and like Magic the Gathering packs or Hearthstone packs, because you get a whole set of 150 items. Like it's not just a hero; you're getting a whole meta. It sounds like Eesh, but it's about the same price as any of these other games. Like it's not.
Sounds like no, I say yeesh.
Yeesh.
I will not yield my yeesh. I maintain my yeesh.
I only have one yeesh in my deck. I'll use it how I want, Beau. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. No, like I have 6 heroes to choose from. There's just 2 other ones. That's not the egregious thing. The egregious thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they've changed it. It seems to be gone now.
Do they take some shit and then backtracked on
I
something?
don't know. So interesting. They removed some stuff. It was here yesterday. So content for this game. Okay, it was like $25.99 Canadian for the heroes, like $20, let's say US. Expensive, but like not unusual for this kind of game. Remember, these auto battlers are notoriously hard to monetize.
Yeah.
They're so popular, and no one knows how to effective way to make money at them.
Right.
They were so like Hearthstone and like Magic. There are like game boards, right? They each new expansion they add like a game board. Looks cool.
Yeah.
So they were selling game boards, right, for this game
Yeah.
as DLC cosmetic content for $100. And that was like, oh my! Well, I don't have to buy it. I do not care. There's nothing special here or whatever. But I thought $100 is a bit much. They're all ranked mostly. Oh, here they are. Yeah. Okay. I still see them.
Now, are these like? Did they hire unique artists known for?
No, I'll just send you the link to. I'll send you a link to one of them in Discord, and you can evaluate for yourself.
Because it's not that I don't think certain artists are probably worth it. It's just that when you're selling things at volume, $100 for a digital item that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's pretty. It's a nicely animated game board. Like okay, like I get that they put extra work into the game board, but like it's just a game board. It's just
another top-down skin for this thing we're looking at here, right?
Yeah, I mean $100. Like the cost of Ghost of Tsushima, 2 copies of Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that aside, it's still a fun game. I expect them not to sell a lot, and for that shit to go on sale, if not just reduce in price.
That's wild, man.
But because like I get you got to make money, and you're going to charge for heroes and make content that that is. Why did I raise my hand?
I don't know.
Anyways. Okay.
For some reason, I accidentally cut to John, and his face was just like that was great.
And yes, you can also play Runeterra for free. A chat room says, "I know," but Bazaar it's pretty good. Like it's all right if you like auto battlers, which Runeterra is not, as far as I know. It numbers among a good one, but I think auto battlers have had their day in the sun. Like there's a little bit about this product that feels
too late,
just a little too late.
Just kind of missed the
kind of monetization they might be aiming for.
Yeah.
Well, it's too bad, but I don't regret playing it. I might jump in again and give it a few more goes. I would call it okay.
Interesting.
And if you are someone, so Mike, who I talk about on the show, he plays 2 video games mostly in his life. And that's Valheim. We talk about that all the time.
Sure.
And the other one is Hearthstone Battlegrounds. He plays Battlegrounds every day.
Dang.
Since like the past 10 years.
Look at him go.
He just likes Battleground. He has never gotten a deck in any of the other modes, does not give a crap, thinks it's all stupid, just likes Battlegrounds. And plays with his son because it teaches his son how to read. So there's this added benefit where he likes it. So, that's the kind of audience member that might like a new auto battler in their life. Like, I know one of these people that 50% of their entire video game existence, for the most part, and he plays some other stuff, but like, and he listens, so I'm going to hear about it if I get this wrong. But there are people who just like auto battlers and are really into auto battlers.
I like them. I like them sometimes. People always cheese me and say, well, I thought you didn't like tower defense. Isn't it basically tower defense? And maybe they're right. I don't know.
Are not tower defense.
I don't think. I mean, there's maybe an aspect to this of like, well, build the right thing and now defend yourself. It's kind of that maybe.
There's nothing to defend. Like, there's no territory in
yeah, I guess so. That's true. Yeah, to me, it doesn't like Loop Hero. People think is like that. I don't think Loop Hero classifies either. As
you go out and adventure.
All right,
you're literally doing the loop away from safety.
Yeah. I don't know. People are weird.
Don't think that's tower defense is the enemies come at you in a line.
I keep hearing the one of these to keep your eye on is this Once Upon a Galaxy. I think the chat mentioned it as well. Yeah, when Megas did. This is supposed to be pretty good. It's free to play. It's at 90% on the reviews. There's not a ton of reviews. but it's supposed to be real good. You know,
It's an auto battler.
it is an auto battler. It's more card. They definitely look like cards more, and you're in space doing space shit. I think
I mean, okay, cool.
it says Galaxy. I don't know.
It says Galaxy.
It looks kind of neat though. I might check this out because it's also on phones and
If
stuff.
you're
So.
competing with the free to play again, I think this is like I said, it's kind of like a too late. We're trying to, because Battlegrounds is still very popular game mode. It's waning, I think, but overall, it's like a genre that is waning. It's just popular with the.
Well, you could argue Hearthstone is waning too, just in general.
Yeah, that's speaking of things that could be going into maintenance mode. I wonder about the health of like the financial health in terms of it's surviving at Blizzard as a continued property.
It feels like
I don't think they'll ever maintenance mode it because I think it'll kind of kill. It'll kind of kill it, but they could be doing like a thing where it's this halfway point of they have less people on the. I mean, they laid off people from the dev team. This last set, 2 people are pretty not stoked about, and there's been I get those kind of videos on my feed just because I keep an eye on that stuff, and there's a kind of an exodus going towards Magic.
Yeah,
all thanks to Final Fantasy. Like again with the Blizzard and the Final Fantasy shit. But
man, it's such a weird juxtaposition that they even have a competitive thing in the MMO space is already weird. This inadvertently driving people to Magic, I don't know. It's just. It's weird. I don't want to. I don't want. I'm not trying to say that it's like unheard of or maybe unprecedented, but it just feels like Square doesn't even know that they do this. Like, it's hard to explain. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do, but I think maybe being a Japanese company, they're looking more than just at the North American reaction to things. So I don't know. I don't know if people in Japan are similar. Japanese, but
I just know they never think they make enough money. We know that.
Yeah. Well. I think I'm starting to feel like all of the big developers are like that.
Yeah, they all kind of suck. Really, is what we're saying.
Yeah,
nice.
Bazaar is okay. If there are people who say, I think there's people probably in chat or listening who know the genre better than I do. I was aware of the Bazaar because of Crip. He plays that a lot, and he's someone I check in with because he's I like his Path of Exile content. So
yeah, he's cool.
I check it out. Yeah.
Well done. Let's get to some feedback from the listeners before we check out of here.
That's a good question.
Got 2 texts today to read. One is Ryan from Boston, who's intrigued by John's glowing recommendation of Aliens versus Avengers. He says, I rushed to Amazon. Heads up, the compendium releasing next week is a major discount over individual issues, says Ryan.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was coming out next week. So if that sounds interesting, check it out next week.
What was the Tom Taylor book you found out about and you told me about this week? What was that?
Oh, well, they're doing DC and Marvel are doing they're crossing over again for the first time in a long time, and they're doing Deadpool and Batman. But as a bonus story to the Deadpool and Batman, they're having Laura Kinney's Wolverine teaming up with Nightwing.
Oh.
And it's being written by Tom Taylor, who kind of was the head writer of both those series. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, he's one of him and Tom King are my 2 favorite writers right now in comics, and I always am interested. And I didn't know, I guess I did know once you sent it that it was a crossover, but they haven't done that since that, what they call it, Muta something. Oh, it was forever ago.
Oh, yeah, where you had Spider-Boy and...
Yeah, they mixed the
Dark
names.
Claw was Wolverine and Batman,
Yeah, Metamorphosis or something, whatever it was called. But yeah, I'm excited about this. This is great. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to derail it. But he's right. Alien vs. Avengers, paperback edition. This includes the entire run. Looks like it's only 14 on Kindle, 18 on paperback, which is a way better deal than buying each individual issue. So go check that out. We also got one from Raven who says, for core, gotcha some more. It says, like gotcha games.
Oh, I gotcha.
It says, just got this email pictured above from Blizzard. Here's the problem. The way these texts work, the image didn't work. So I don't quite know what that is. But it says, to let me know they are combining Hearthstone and Diablo Immortal for a promotion. As we see Rumble go into the maintenance mode and layoffs happening at Microsoft, is this the inevitable gachapon future we can expect from Blizzard outside of WoW? What do you guys think? Tadpooler since vanilla, Raven.
I don't think their experiment with this
picture?
stuff has been successful.
No, I don't think it's worked out for them. Actually, their whole mobile strategy hasn't been the gangbusters, thing. King still makes more money on their dumb Candy Crush than they ever tried for their mobile stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think they had some positive feedback about the StarCraft in Hearthstone.
oh, the StarCraft card or the heroes and all that they did.
They did like I don't remember the details because I'm so not into Hearthstone, but they did do like a StarCraft set or something like that, like a limited StarCraft set at one point in Hearthstone.
Is so them crossing over and doing this stuff, I think is something to expect for those kinds of games, and certainly WoW. I mean, if you think about it, Hearthstone is that from WoW. It's a spin out. It's a separate. So was the other one that they just kind of closed or put in maintenance mode. Forgot the name already. That's how bad it is. What's it called?
I mean, Blizzard's in a weird place right now. We're talking about Diablo 4 maybe heading towards sunsetting. StarCraft already feels synonymous with it's done. Hopefully, well, I mean, we did get the news that they're letting other companies work on the property, so we'll see what that bears.
Yeah.
Overwatch, you don't hear a lot about. Hearthstone, you don't hear a lot about. Like, World of Warcraft's still going, but I'm really curious. Like, all these mobile games didn't pan out. I'm gonna be curious to see what they do because it's a very different place for Blizzard right now than it used to be.
John, I posted there's an Artanis hero card in Hearthstone. I posted it in there because I know you're big.
Is it new?
Oh, is there?
Is that a new thing?
Like Artanis is the man.
Oh, it's a little.
What does Artanis do?
I thought it was
powerful.
I thought it was a Murloc. Sorry. I thought he looked like a little Murloc guy. Yeah, these did okay, right? This little thing.
I think it was well received. I think StarCraft is still well regarded, and I think it was a refreshing change. But I mean, I didn't go play Hearthstone because of it. I'm not like
neither did I.
You know what I want to do? I just want Stark. Like a part of me wants yesterday to just go out and immediately throw $20 at the remake of the Warhammer 40K Dawn of War game they just put out.
I did do that. I haven't played it, but I did do.
I was going to ask.
I remember
you.
loving that game.
I haven't yet.
Oh, you bought it, John?
Yeah, I did.
I need
because if you have the game, there's a veteran upgrade.
Yeah, it's way cheaper. Way cheaper. I think I'm going to end up doing it, but I'm in the mood right now for a good campaign and just something. And StarCraft they just aren't doing it. They're not making it. I guess Nexon is, but whatever that deal is with StarCraft 3 or whatever. Yeah. I don't know why that makes me nervous. It does though. Subbing out StarCraft.
We have different sensibilities about what we want here in the West, so I think it's acceptable to be skeptical. But at least they're doing something. They're doing more than what Blizzard's doing. Yeah. With it, so good, bad, or otherwise, at least they're doing something.
How's the? I know there's some complaints about multiplayer localization with this game, and that's the only negative reviews for this re-release are those. So that seems like it might be good because I don't care about that anyway. And they'll probably upgrade all that shit anyway. So yeah, I just need to get it. I need some 40K RTS. That's what I need. I played mostly 2 and 3, but 1 is special. So there you go. All right. Thank you, Raven. You're so Raven for sending us this email. We appreciate it. That's for the 90s kids,
Wow. I appreciated it.
Well, you bet. That's it for those messages. If you want to send your own, go to the 10 Hams line, 10hams.com. You can do voicemails, text to voice, all that stuff. It's all right there for you. And linked at our website at frogpants.com/core. Want to thank some brand new patrons this week. Grandy, Fortnite with a K.
Oh.
Yeah, they're singing your song.
Oh, he's like a strong knight.
Yeah, he is. And then Sorta Tired. I feel bad for him. He's a little bit tired. Oh, Beau, what is that? What was that? Do that again. Play that again. Do it again. What is that?
It's just the 80s. They made a comeback. You didn't see that?
Yeah, no, it was a huge comeback. Biggest comeback of any decade ever is what I was told.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway, you can tell when the show's getting toward the end, there's about an extra 6 inches above my head than there were when I started. I start slumping.
Scott slowly
Slumping
throughout the
down.
whole show.
I have no bum either, so that's kind of a problem. Anyway, big thanks to these brand new guys. You'll get no commercials ever, no ads of any kind, pre-show content every week, monthly art in the mail, and guess what else? Host specials. I think it's my turn. I think this month is me. I think. Right? I should hurry.
Probably.
I should hurry and do something.
It's probably all of our turns. I'm thinking we should all just make one just in case.
Well, I did
I started one the other day while I was trying to troubleshoot some microphone issues, but the issue was still there, so it didn't get sent in.
Oh, well, if you do, then you might get more than one this month, but I'm definitely going to do something. I just did a film sack one, and so my brain's a little fried on what to do extra, but I'll come up with something. Maybe I'll talk about why I think automation games work for me with my attention span sucks. So why do I love these? I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something in them.
You seem to have good attention span if you play a ton of that game.
You'd think in every other way my attention span sucks ass. I got to back up TV shows and movies and audiobooks and everything. Wait, what did I miss? My mind's straight. I'm terrible at that. But when I'm playing these, for some reason, the serotonin receptors and the dopamine receptors are all they're like a perfect little factory. They're just all hanging out and maximizing my brain production. I love it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the point. What is the point? The point is, Grandma, we need to hand you the mic so you can tell us what games we played this week, because how would we know otherwise? So take it away.
Yeah, because you weren't paying attention. The show's 100 years long. I know, because I was alive at the beginning, and I'm still somehow here for the end. If you want to know the games they played, it was Shapez with a Z2. Big friggin' shocker that that's still being played. But what is surprising is that he is coming.
Yeah. Maybe he came.
He might have.
Oh, Grandma.
Time flies. It's not a statement about the show. It's a game that Scott played where he plays a fly. John played Final Fantasy XII and 10-2 again.
Yeah.
He played Fortnite again.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, who cares at this point? Beau played Heroes of the Storm. This show used to be about that, so maybe you care, but probably not, because they ended that game, so clearly you weren't into it.
Yeah.
And he played the Bazaar.
Yeah.
Or the Bazaar. Or the Bazaar.
What's the song? So bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. How
No,
bizarre.
Bazaar is not Bazaar.
No.
Bazaar.
No. Brazier. Brazier. Brazzers.
How bizarre. Do 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 do.
I don't think anyone calls Brazzers the sex bus, the Brazier sex bus, right? As far as I know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That'll be it for this week. We hope to see you guys next. Sorry about the day delay, but, internet gods were unhappy yesterday. Things seem to fine today, though. 0 frames dropped. That's a good sign. Anyway, go to our website. Send us your comments, your thoughts, your feelings, whatever it may be. We're here to answer it. That is frogpants.com/core. We'll see you next time.
Once upon a time, there was a hero named you. Find the next step of your quest at frogpants.com.
Even in X-Men, they knew not.
Oh, you can't hear that. Let me play that here.
Even in X-Men, they knew not to put Magneto in a metal prison.
Yeah.